Hello, this is Justina with our fellow friends here at the Mobcast Network Cult Movie Cantina. I don't know how you start these. I'm going to be quite honest. I led this podcast.
You're doing so good.
So welcome. It ended up being 3 hours. Okay.
This is the longest podcast we've ever done.
Join us.
Hopefully, it isn't broken up into 2 sections.
Oh, it's not. It won't be. No, we're going to ride this. If I had to sit through this, you're going to have to sit through this.
First of all, had to sit through it. We had a really great
It's a
time.
good show. It's a good show.
It was so good.
It's so long because we had so much to say about this, and we had a wonderful special guest. So
if you want to see who it is, you need to come join us. We had many tangents, a wonderful time, high energy, Jesus juice.
We had
Join
Jesus
us.
juice.
What did we talk about?
Oh, so sorry. Xanadu. God, so terrible. This didn't have a script. Blank piece of paper. Welcome to Xanadu.
So welcome to our podcast.
It actually, it says in the description right there.
Oh,
right
you
there?
look right here.
Yeah.
Xanadu.
Oh, and while you're looking at Xanadu, there's a like button. Go ahead and press that.
Is it here?
And if you
Like it.
you're on a subscribe, you should hit that too.
Can you go ahead and give
Where's
me? You
the
gave
subscribe
Drew a
Right here,
lightsaber
Drew?
finger. Can you give me a wand? Xanadu.
Listen
right
on,
here.
the podcast. It's just gonna be a long show.
Welcome. We appreciate having you and join us for a fun ride.
Even our intro's long. Intro. So don't even-
Exactly.
Oh God.
You're listening to the Mobcast Network.
Welcome to the Cult Movie Cantina.
Yay!
I almost kept going, so I'm glad you guys all cheered. This podcast takes a look at our favorite cult films, introduces them to someone who hasn't seen them before.
That's me this time.
Yes, it is. It was me as well, but no one's surprised. Pairs them with a great alcoholic beverage,
That's me, and it's going to be epic.
and then we talk about it.
Yay!
This week, we watched the 1980 fantasy musical romance, Xanadu.
Xanadu.
There it is.
Now we are here.
Xanadu.
There it is.
Xanadu, your neon lights will shine.
I am Justina, your Jellicle Jester, and I'm joined by, as always,
Wakanda forever.
Your Lady of Libations, Stephanie. Oh, Countess, Lady of Libations. Or Lady of Libations, forget it. I bring the alcohol.
Countess Frankenberry.
Frankenberry, yes.
She who knows her name.
Frankenberry.
she who knows her name.
It's been a long weekend. I started St. Patrick's Day this weekend.
It's a whole week early.
Yes.
All right, Scotty.
Oh, I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty.
All right. If you would like, oh, so sorry, that was rude. I'm just going off the script. Caleb,
I don't.
Yeah, the script is before.
Do I have a
I know.
name?
you introduce yourself, Caleb.
Caleb.
There's Caleb, our producer Caleb.
Producer Caleb.
I forgot that you normally just announce him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't get to introduce himself.
Well, because I
You
don't.
just announce him.
I also just don't have nicknames yet.
Just click and be like producer Caleb.
Yeah.
And then click off.
The boy we found on our doorstep.
And
We've got
today we have us a special guest. You're on.
Hi.
It's on that one if it helps.
Yeah. That the one.
Hi. I'm like, where's that? Was awkward. Jonna Farmer. Happy to be here. Xanadu. What a trip. Right?
Yeah.
Word.
Literally, I think they were tripping in a context. Okay. If you would like to follow us, you can find us on any fine podcast app that you prefer, including
Are we on Spotify?
we are on Spotify. What do we search for Spotify?
Mobcast Network.
That is correct.
Or Cult Movie Cantina. You can find us both ways.
You can find us on YouTube at
YouTube.com/Mobcast Network.
where we have our podcasts, movie reviews, mashups, and short films waiting for you to enjoy.
Including one where you can find Stephanie naked.
Yes.
Possibly, allegedly.
Oh, it's on there.
That's on there.
Allegedly.
It's on there.
Subscribe and set the alert so you don't miss a gosh darn thing.
You don't want to miss anything.
Nothing. Not a thing.
That was
And
bef-
if you, I'm sorry.
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. No,
This is an old season 1 show.
This is, yeah.
He gave me a template. This is the only template I have. It's the template I use. Gosh
Yeah.
darn it.
And so bringing back memories.
We need new templates.
Oh, we do apparently have one. I wasn't privy to that. And if you want to find
See, hold on,
more,
wait. See, but she's on the show every week, and I would figure she'd pay attention, but clearly she doesn't.
like word for word, no.
I mean, the
you had
finale,
to just write
last
word
season
for
finale
word.
taught us that.
Hey, does this,
That's
does
true.
this template have Fuck, Marry, Kill in it? Because if so, we need to play that
First
game.
of all, it does, and we are.
Yay.
Hey.
the game we're bringing back to season
Somebody
3.
was like at it, and I pulled up the template, and it was on there, and I was like, boom, done, bitch. And if you want to find out more about the Cult Movie Cantina, you can join us on our Facebook page at
Facebook.com/Cult Movie Cantina.
there. You can find out the latest movie news, see trailers, play games such as Wrong Title Only.
I need to start playing that again.
Yep.
We used to play it. We might play it again. Season 1's coming back. Or you can talk to the other cultists. It's us. I actually talked to a lot of people about the last one. We were talking about boobies a lot. That
Boobies.
was a conversation I had with
I
multiple
enjoy that because the person you were talking with is someone that we met at Dragon Con.
people. That's fantastic. I didn't know who it was.
We went to go see a football game at Dragon Con.
Yeah.
And that's where we met him
Yeah, we
and
met
his
when
sister.
we went to see Bama play
Florida State. And they were
Yeah.
Florida State fans,
Right.
which was bizarre.
Right.
That's
And
fun.
like, yeah, so I'm like, oh my God, these are my people. And we were the only Florida State fans there. So
That's cool.
we lost, I think. But
So
Roll
we've
Tide.
answered. If you would like to find that, it's on Facebook. Good luck. All right. Do you have any other plugs, good sir? 'Cause
Yes.
That's what I have.
I just want to plug a friend of mine's podcast, Mike Evelyn's got a wonderful podcast called The Jester's Court. It's he defends bad movies.
Okay, you said it
He
really
defends
fast.
bad
What is it
movies?
called again?
The Jester's Court.
The Jester's Court?
Yeah, so you can
I feel like you should be
It's a court of my people.
right. And so
He defends them, though? Oh, I don't know.
he defends bad movies, and so
Hey, go play devil's advocate.
yeah, kinda. And so
Hey,
he's
that would
just
be fun to
I've got a
watch.
movie
Right.
for him to watch.
so Mike's gonna get Mike and possibly his wife. She also has a podcast that I don't remember her name, so he'll just have to tell it when they get here.
Well, all right.
But
Our apologies.
she goes by Mama Thulu, I think is how, or Mom Thulu, something like that. So Call of Cthulhu
Interesting.
and Mom together. So
Okay.
but it's a really interesting podcast that I listen to. I met him at Pensacon. He was the room manager, the area manager for the room I was moderating in. So we worked together a lot. So,
Oh, that's fun.
but we exchanged podcasts, and I listened to it. And I really liked it. So he was talking about House 2, which was actually is on the long list on our shows. So, and I'm
All
just
right.
going to
Did you
show
say House 2?
House 2, the second story.
Is it like House the Season, like the show?
No.
But like a new show, but
No.
the same. This
No.
is
This is a horror
crotchety old
movie,
man.
not a medical show.
They call it a horror film, but it is,
Well, you know what I mean.
it's a comedy.
Well,
it's a
it's-
straight up comedy.
It's classified as a horror comedy.
Right, but it's
I've never
straight up
seen
fun
it.
though. The second
good story. Right.
The other story.
And I could just show it to you without showing House 1 because they're not connected, only in name.
Interesting. Is it all based in a house, though?
There's a house, and there's stuff happening in the
Okay.
house.
Well, at least they can stay true to
The
something.
first one stars William Catt, the greatest American hero,
Oh God, believe it or not,
and I don't.
I'm walking.
And
on
Richard
air.
Mall's in the first one too. Bull from
I
Night
love
Court.
Bull.
Oh, and George
Yeah.
Wendt.
And George Wendt. And then the second
I
one
don't know those
has
people.
John Ratzenberger instead of George Wendt. So,
Okay.
So they switched cheers.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got the best role in the movie. He plays an electrician / adventurer.
All right.
So Mario, if he was an electrician.
Right. And it's a hilarious bit. And I'm like, I'd rather see the movie about this guy than everything else we're watching.
Like,
But-
where's his side story?
Right. Exactly. I need that.
There you
Well,
go.
where was that spinoff? But alas,
We could
it
do
did not
that
happen.
on a stage.
But yeah, so
Okay.
the Jester's Court, go check it out on any fine podcast app.
Speaking of the Jester's Court, let's start the tab.
All right.
We watched, again, Xanadu.
Do you notice my Olivia Newton John hair? I did that today.
I did notice it, actually. I was going to do it and decided not to. I'm just going with the Playboy guy. I'm doing
Oh, yeah.
Sunny
Oh,
persona
so you
here.
do the Sunny. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm Olivia
Well,
Newton John.
Yeah.
I
I
almost-
couldn't part it in the
I-
middle. There's too much gray right now.
I almost wore a vest. I thought I
And
have
he
one.
failed.
And I failed.
I have
did.
a white flowing dress, but I wasn't feeling it today.
I didn't have a white flowy dress. I have nothing flowy. I have nothing flowy enough.
I do, and I'm like, no.
And if it's
no.
flowy, I need it to like be cut all the way up so
All the
that
way
my
to the
hip
hip.
bones can breathe.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, my hips need to breathe. That's all I'm saying right now. You know. So let's get into this. The director was Robert Greenwald. I'm gonna say most of these names incorrectly. Bear with me. That may have been the first one. We'll see. It was his directorial debut, by the way, BT dubs. It was written by Richard Christian Danis and Mark Reed Rubel. Starring Olivia Newton John as Kira. Gene Kelly as Danny McGuire. I knew who that was, by the way. I know Olivia Newton John as well. The rest of them, I have no idea. Michael Beck as Sonny Malone.
He was in the Warriors.
He was.
James Sloyan.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As Simpson.
Which one was Simpson?
That's his boss.
You need to know who that is
That's the
for things to come
Yeah,
up.
that's
Was that the boss?
Yeah, that's the record. The record company.
You
boss.
remind me of
Yes.
the antagonist in The Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. Demetra Arliss as Helen. Katie Ann Hanley as Sandra. Fred McCarran as Richie. And Ren Woods as Joe. For this right here is why you should never invite me to read at commencement. Before we get started, now that we all know those names I said incorrectly, Scotty, do you have any fun facts
I have
from
lots of-
1980?
I have fun facts from 1980.
Oh,
All right, let's
wow.
do
You
it.
had fun fact.
I did because I'm playing Justina.
Yes, he is. And yet, no
What are the
best.
fun facts?
No vest. Oh. All right. So this puzzle game made its debut in the British Toy and Hobby Fair, Earl's Court, London.
Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube is correct.
I was going to say arch rival, but she said Rubik's Cube first and got it correct. So
Right.
That was incorrect.
Mount St. Helens erupted, killing 53 people and causing $3 billion worth of damage.
My dad has a
Wow.
jar of the ashes still.
Really?
Mhm.
That's interesting. Go, 'cause I
We're from
guess
Washington.
You're from Washington,
Yeah.
right?
So he has. I almost kept it when he took his stuff back, and then I was like, "Don't do it. That's petty. He'll die one day. I'll get it back."
Some in better news, the global eradication of smallpox was certified by the World Health Organization. In 1980.
Very nice.
So
Big changes were
they
happening.
were like, "Get out of here, smallpox! You're eradicated."
That's how it works for all those trying to keep
This
COVID.
highest earning arcade game of all time was released in Japan.
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man is
Yeah.
correct.
Yes, you did good. Yeah, girl.
This cable channel launched.
NBC.
It was the first of its kind.
Fox.
No.
Yeah.
ESPN.
No, it's got to be
Cable,
maybe
HBO.
it is Fox.
BET.
No,
Fox
TBS.
TNT.
All right.
The Turner
Dynamite.
Broadcasting.
Okay, so
Sci-fi.
BBC.
right guy,
Okay,
wrong
Ted Turner.
channel.
This is
Okay.
how I play this game.
Ted
TNT.
Turner, T and N.
TBS.
T.
TNT. Ted Turner.
Ted
Atlanta
Talks.
Braves.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Turner Classic Movies.
So you say TNT, right?
Mhm.
Right.
I guess.
One of the two letters are correct.
Turner Classic Movies.
Oh, really? TCL?
There were movie channels before.
Yeah.
This is the first time
Yeah.
channel of this time.
Hmm.
time.
TNT. So,
One of them's correct. So if
was
it's
it
not,
a movie channel?
Was it NBC? I said NBC. That's
No,
not
no,
what.
NBC's old.
I thought it was
Oh,
NBC,
that- yeah.
ABC, or like the.
No,
Yeah,
those
but
are-
this
those
is
are the
cable.
grandfathers of
Those
Those
40s.
are like the three colors you can make all the colors with.
Right.
I
Yeah.
got you. Okay.
Okay, I don't know.
Don't tell me.
Okay, so
No,
that's out.
no, I'm out because I've already listed a lot, so I assume you heard me.
I have
Okay, so then no, I know nothing.
CNN,
I didn't even think about CNN.
the first 24-hour
Cable news network.
Yep.
Well,
All right, so this some of you may know this story, some of you don't. This happened in 1980 in Australia.
okay.
9-week-old baby Azaria Chamberlain disappears from a campsite at Ayers Rock. She was never found again. She was declared dead in 2012. What's important about it?
It was
Dingoes
Olivia
ate the
Newton
baby.
John's baby,
The
and
dingo
she
ate
had
that
it right
baby.
before
The
she
dingo
made
ate
this
the
movie.
baby.
The dingo ate the baby.
Yeah, dingo ate the
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, it wasn't my
Supposedly.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
So here's what we found out. The mother went to jail for 3 years. She got life imprisonment, and then
That's rough.
she got 3 years. She served 3 years, but got out on appeal because dingoes ate her baby.
Yeah.
About 9 years later, they found the baby's jacket in a dingo pit. So because they were looking for someone who had fallen off a cliff, so they were looking for somebody else. Happened to stumble upon a dingo pit, which I didn't know dingoes made pits, but they
I didn't
do.
either.
There you
So
go.
let's just talk about the phrase. Happen to stumble upon a dingo pit.
Right.
It's
You're
the
bad.
best thing.
Only in Australia.
Australia.
This would be a great time to have Angela here. She could explain that shit to us.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they
That's a
found.
crazy case.
Is it because of
Yeah.
how much face she sucked of Fabian's, or she just has knowledge outside of that?
Well, she's Australian.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a cool fun fact
And
that
that-
I will bring up repeatedly.
Yeah.
And that's
she's,
what
she's Australian,
Yeah.
by the way.
I didn't know that.
and that's why kangaroos learn how to drown dingoes.
Right. Dingoes.
No,
are
you're not taking my
dicks.
baby, stuffing on in that pouch.
But
Keep it safe
okay,
forever.
so my question is, and I'm not a parent, and I don't plan to be a parent.
Who knows? One day.
However, this being said, I just don't think it's wise to bring your 9-week-old camping. I just
Nope.
Not a 9-week.
I'm 9 weeks old, baby. Let's go see the world.
Yeah.
Now, okay,
Like I can't identify
personally-
my hands. Why am I seeing the world?
But in fairness, we live in an area where camping is like, yes, people do it.
Right.
But up in Washington, camping is a much different. They do it year round. Like
Right.
it's a whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a
So
thing.
I know people up there that go camping with their babies all the time.
Right.
Down
9
here,
weeks?
I took, like baby, because for
Well,
the most
if the
part, when they're
weather's
small enough, you
fine,
just
what-
nurse them
I
and
mean,
put
I
them
would say
down.
if the weather's
Sometimes they take
fine,
their
what's the
9-week-olds
big
to
deal?
Disney.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
And
Okay,
that's basically
Disney's
a
crazy
But
to
my
me.
thing is if you have a 9-week old baby and you're camping with your baby, why would you leave your baby unattended?
That.
They did.
That's the
woods.
thing.
They didn't.
The dingo came and took that baby.
Oh, did they
Yeah.
saw the dingo
No,
take the baby?
no, they were sleeping in the tent, and then the dingo came under the tent and took the baby. And went off with the baby.
Allegedly.
Okay, first of
Allegedly.
all, the tent should be all encompassing. Let's just point that out. They shouldn't be able to sink under the
I
tent.
think
I
that-
just don't.
Australia is the craziest place on the planet.
Oh,
by
it
the
is.
way.
Yeah.
It has
I had a
everything that will
9-month-old.
kill you lives in Australia.
Those spiders and the dingoes and they're
Snakes.
the
Snakes
craziest
and
stuff in the
Kangaroos
world.
also are dicks, and
Yeah.
koalas have chlamydia. So I would.
All I'm saying is I've seen a kangaroo with muscles than I have.
Yeah.
Emus are the most evil animal on the planet.
It's-
Can you
Emus are
imagine
mean.
though being in a tent and then being like, "Oh, the baby let us sleep. That was so nice, and we got a whole nice sleep." And then looking around and your tent's closed and the baby is just gone.
You're like, that's
It's
why
like
we
magic
slept.
aliens have come, and they're like, "It's your fault. You're going to jail." And it's like, "I'm telling you, there's aliens. Like there was a baby there and the baby was gone." It's a magician or aliens. I swear to God.
Magician or-
And then they're like, that story's not going to work, so we have to come up with something else. Dingo. That's what they'll
And then
accept.
she gets out,
Right.
And then like years later, they find the jacket. She's like, "I told you.
Yep,
Oh,
see?
yep.
Told
Dingo.
you."
I don't know. Maybe the dingo's
and
framed.
they didn't.
That's rough.
They didn't close the case until like 2012, though.
That's
So,
That's
rough.
crazy.
right. So it was a long time.
That's a hard thing to
The
live through as a parent.
family was also awarded like millions of dollars in damages.
yeah.
So
yeah.
for the wrongful.
Still, can you imagine like losing your child and then being in jail for 3 years for it? That would eat you
Terrible.
up.
Sadly, this is the part where we would do Sexiest Man, but that didn't happen until they didn't start until 1985. So we got 5 years before that.
Stephanie, if you had to guess who's the sexiest man in 1980, who would you say it would be? And then Caleb, I need you to check to see if they would be relevant at that time.
Okay, so I was
I got
8.
the power.
So I'm gonna go. Let me think. 80s. I'm gonna say Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
One moment. We are checking that factoid right now.
Burt Reynolds was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Was he relevant in the 80s?
Yes, he was.
Like
Yeah,
for
he
stuff
pretty-
that would make him sexy?
Smokey the Bandit 2.
I like that Scotty's trying to help here. This is a fantastic game we're playing right now. I'm about it.
Yeah. Smokey and the Bandit 2 came out in 1980. And
Oh, Harrison Ford
Yes.
for
Harrison
sure.
Ford would
Harrison
definitely-
Ford was very relevant, especially
All right.
in 1980.
Well, Indiana Jones and,
And
Return of
The Empire
Jedi.
Strikes Back.
So-
we got Han Solo in
Yeah.
it.
All I'm
Empire.
saying is we got our sexiest man. Okay, she won.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go.
So instead, I did births and deaths.
Okay,
What do you want first, births or deaths?
let's do it like the cycle of life, Scotty. Let's start with death first.
All right. So here are a list of people who were born in 1980. Lin-Manuel Miranda,
Oh,
right? Hamilton himself. Zoe Deschanel,
Oh,
Jason Segel,
okay.
Christina Ricci,
I know
Gucci
all these
Mane.
people.
I didn't
Oh
realize.
my gosh, Gucci is not very old.
Gucci Mane.
I didn't
think I'm a
realize
little
that
upset
some of
with
those people
myself.
were so close to me in age.
Yeah, Chelsea Clinton,
Makes me
Kristen
wish
Bell.
I had accomplished more.
Macaulay Culkin, and Chris Pine.
Oh,
That's fun.
And the notable deaths are Alfred Hitchcock died that year.
okay.
John Lennon, of course. Steve McQueen and Harlan Sanders.
Who's Harlan Sanders? Is that
Colonel.
Globetrotter?
That's
Colonel
the
Sanders?
The
Colonel.
Globetrotter.
Did I say I said Globetrotters. Was it really? Because it sounds like a Globetrotter.
Harlan
Yeah,
Sanders
that's
is
the
Colonel.
Colonel.
I will
Sanders.
believe you.
Colonel
It's the
Sanders, the
Colonel.
Globetrotter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Founder of KFC, inventor of the modern fast food restaurant.
So he wasn't around when they started putting all this shit in a bowl or making a sandwich out of meat.
No.
I'm so
Dude,
sorry, man.
you
You can
I'm so
also
sorry.
buy a bag of soda from KFC now. 1 liter of soda from KFC in a bag with a top on it.
to go with
Listen,
your sadness bowl.
if you could just pull
do you
up
hate
my-
yourself a lot?
A lot.
Here.
Bowl?
Chug it.
What are you talking
They've
about?
got
The
one of
KFC
those
bowl.
I've
this
never even heard of
big
it.
bowl of sadness. You gotta watch the Patton
Pat
Oswalt.
Oswalt
Yeah.
does a really good bit about, but KFC. I don't even know if they still have the.
Oh yeah,
I
I
think
think
they still
mashed
have it.
potatoes.
So it's a bowl with mashed potatoes, gravy, corn, and like chicken pieces on top of it, and
Mhm.
it's
and
like
gravy.
and
all the
gravy
things that you love in a
one
bowl.
bowls, and it's like a bowl of sadness.
See, that just sounds disgusting to
But
me.
people mix their corn in their mashed potatoes and gravy. So
Yeah,
that's
I
the
don't-
mindset.
it just-
I don't
it's
like
just-
mashed potatoes and I don't like gravy.
See, here's my
Oh, that.
I
thing. If they
would
could
No.
put my
gallon of
gravy
KFC
in
gravy.
one
Are
of
you
their
from the
leader
South?
bags,
I am, but
I love
don't.
their mashed potatoes and
So
gravy.
it seems we no longer have the same taste buds anymore.
Well, okay, so maybe not in the gravy world.
Do you have a
I
specific
think they
gravy
just
you
broke
like
up.
more than others?
The only gravy I like is tomato gravy.
You know, it's
Gravy,
interesting
That's
because I
fair.
do not like tomato gravy, but that's very southern.
It is.
Yeah,
I
it's very southern.
Do not eat red meat at all, but I still love brown gravy. That's like my favorite gravy.
Brown gravy I'll eat. I don't like cream. I don't like dairy a lot anyway. So the milk gravies, the cream bake, you know, the
the
white
really
gravies,
creamy,
I won't. I can't do it.
Pour it on top, baby.
I mean,
Jonna, what is your gravy?
I would put KFC brown gravy on potato chips.
I would put that on
Love
everything.
it. I am not
So good.
kidding.
They
It is
never
so
give you
good.
enough. They never like. I
Never
need
give you
a
enough.
spoon of some potatoes and all gravy. Every
So
bite.
good.
Every bite.
So good.
I agree. need
top
that in a
the
bag.
5 top rated TV shows of 1980.
Family Ties.
No, these are
I don't remember.
all.
I hate being on this side of the guessing game.
Welcome back, Cotter.
I haven't started yet.
Golden Girls.
I will say this. 3 of them are technically dramas. One of them is a comedy, but it's a comedy drama, and one of them is a news show.
Hill Street Blues.
No.
60 minutes.
ER.
60 Minutes.
Yep.
Also, will say that all but one of them were on CBS, but I don't think anyone knows that.
No, that
Barney
means
Miller.
nothing to me.
No.
Did you hear me say ER?
No. ER is in the
ER
90s.
is so not.
90s.
Okay, what was the medical show that General Hospital?
Yeah.
That's a
That's a soap opera.
Soap.
But it's a hospital.
St. Elsewhere?
It's
How much China
old.
Beach? Was that in the 80s or
90s.
90s?
90s. Late 80s, early 90s.
St. Elsewhere?
No, that's NBC.
What else? did I
Comedy
watch?
drama?
Yeah. Probably the most famous
MASH.
sitcom. Yes, MASH.
MASH. I had to think.
'Cause
It's
it's
amazing.
the most famous sitcom of all time, but I'm like, you've watched it, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
It is heavy.
All right, so
Well, the opening song is heavy.
all right, so hence the number 5 is an ABC show about it has a great theme song, cheesy great theme song. Has Gopher and Captain Stubing.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know
that
either of
is,
those things.
That's Love Boat.
The Love Boat.
Soon we'll be making another round. All aboard.
Boat.
Do you know why I know that? I never watched The Love Boat. Sister Act 2,
Yes.
there's the one girl that knows one song, and it is The Love Boat.
I know-
Love Boat was like a family experience every week because they had like every week they had like special guests that were like awesome.
Was
It
it
was
a little racy though for 1980? Like I didn't really watch it, so
not
Not really.
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 No,
not really.
So it was
If you
just
go
a
back
boat.
and watch it now, would
It's
you be
about
like,
a cruise ship.
ooh.
I mean, literally, people on a cruise ship.
They
So,
have celebrity guests and people trying to
I
fall in love on the
definitely
boat.
so I mean,
pictured like a little boat in like Italy when you guys said love boat. You guys like
Yeah.
it's a cruise ship.
It's
I was
a
like
cruise ship.
different boats.
See, I pictured like a singles cruise
you know-
where they're all like, hey.
Do you know the name of the ship?
oh,
Cruise Mary.
Cruise Mary. I
no,
know, but I love that name.
Thank you.
I don't.
The Pacific Princess.
Oh, that's right.
And so,
Didn't Fantasy Island come on right after it?
yeah, they're basically
Yeah,
the same
the same.
show.
Yeah.
So
Except
Fan-
Fantasy Island was deep. Like it was like
Like,
got a
all
little
the-
scary sometimes.
yeah, they could do some horror stuff.
Whoa. So you're trying to tell me you had the love boat and the event? So is it like if the cruise ship sank,
It did.
this
What
is
did
where
it-
you will be?
Right.
Did it go
Is
to
the
Fantasy
Love Boat
Island one
headed
time?
to
Probably, there,
Fantasy
I don't know if
Island?
there. Look up and see if there's a crossover Fantasy Island Love
Oh,
Boat
yeah.
because that should have happened. But okay, so the Love Boat premise is that you have it's the crew of this boat, and you're every week the guests would come on and they would fall in love with somebody.
That's the whole idea of the ship.
That's the whole idea of Love Boat.
Like
Yeah,
The Bachelor. on a
But
boat.
you have you have Captain Steubing, you have Gopher, who's like a purser or whatever, and you have Isaac, who's your bartender, and you have Julie, who's your activities director. And I mean, it's just the
Welcome
whole
to the
thing.
Love Boat podcast because we got deeper than I thought we were going to get.
And she's like, and their favorite beverages were this.
Okay, so there were actually a lot of Love Boat crossovers.
Fantastic.
I don't know why I'm
I
excited.
probably saw all of them.
There's a Charlie's Angels.
Yes, I
crossover.
remember that one.
There's a Fantasy Island
It
crossover.
had to be, right?
Yeah.
That's the no-brainer.
There's a Father Knows Best crossover.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Leave It to Beaver.
Oh, they went old school with that.
The Brady Bunch. Martin and Alf.
Martin. Like I'm the
The
man?
Love Boat was like loving on everybody.
Oh, look at that. Jumping networks and everything. That's great. There was
How
also
long was the Love Boat on?
Like,
the same time as Martin?
yeah, it made it to 97 at least.
Yeah.
no, it didn't.
There was a special.
Made it
had-
Must
special?
have been a Martin.
Oh, it had
crossover.
been a Martin episode where they ride the Love Boat.
Yeah.
However, there was a much in the line of Star Trek: The Next Generation. There was another launch of the series
Yeah.
called Love Boat: The Next Wave.
Mm.
There was.
That was in the 90s. I remember that.
House, the second story.
Right. I was just-
House 2. You don't have to watch the first one. It's fine.
I remember when Julie was replaced with Captain Steubing's chunky daughter. Remember that?
Yeah.
Stephanie.
Well, I mean,
Did her chunkiness have a
so-
relevance?
well, Julie was supposed to be the pretty hot girl on the show
And they replaced her with,
Yeah.
yeah.
with the
I was trying to explain Fantasy Island to you as well. Because I'm trying to say so the premise of the Love Boat. So take that premise, but people are trying to better their lives on Fantasy Island. So opportunities they had missed or people they have missed out on and stuff. So they would have this fantasy where this happened and they would get the chance to
Do it again.
do it
Live
again,
and
live it
see how
again.
it looked.
But some of them are like,
Like there was a monkey's paw situation on some
No,
of them.
some of them are dark. Like I remember sometimes Fantasy Island would be scary.
right. There was
Yeah.
one guy who like didn't want the wish, so they rescinded it. And it was a whole like thing about because it was Ricardo Montalban who played Khan in Star Trek 2,
Okay.
the guy with no shirt.
Okay.
The sexy guy with the pecs. From
That's
Spain.
my favorite thing
Oh,
she's ever
Mexico.
said.
Okay.
Okay.
That's usually be like, I'll get there with context clues. Keep talking.
Welcome to Fun.
But they're trying to get me to connect, and I'm like,
Welcome
just
to
stop.
Fun.
See, I should.
This is my friend Tattoo.
Have you seen Spy Kids?
I have seen Spy Kids.
The grandfather.
Grandfather.
The grandfather.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm good. We're good.
Good.
Okay.
Same
Thank
wavelength.
you,
Fine,
Caleb.
Yeah.
Generational differences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was
sorry, forgive for a movie that I know you've seen. I'm trying to give you a reference to
This
something
is listing stuff, and I'm like,
because
we're not there yet.
because
Not yet.
you haven't seen many movies, and the one
Yeah.
I know that you've watched, you're like, I don't know. What
He's like, I know you watched it because we watched it together. And I was like, I was trying to struggle to survive in that movie. I don't remember Fancy Pecs. Okay.
okay.
all right. Let's keep.
All right. Are we having
Got to
fun?
get back. Yes, we're having a great time. Ready
But
for
this fancy drink.
Sorry, I'm not helping you spiral. I feel like I'm
just saying
That's the
that
show. If you don't watch it, this is
we
the
can
show.
literally have an entire podcast on Love Boat and Fantasy Island.
All right. So
And
moving on. All right. So the number 2 show in America in 1980 is a show on CBS that also has a great theme song. It's a country music hit.
Did
9
Kid
to
Rock
5.
sing it?
I don't know. That was a movie.
Was a TV show too, but
Yeah,
it's
but it
been
was
on-
later.
But I think it was later. Yeah,
Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Here's a hack.
There we go.
Boys.
Never meaning no harm.
The number 1.
I drive the same kind of car they do.
I just like when you guys sing the theme song after you say it. That's probably one of my favorite
I'm just
things.
saying, I drive the same kind
this
of car.
this was the number 1 TV show in America. It was a CBS show. It's a family drama, a soap opera, a nighttime soap opera.
Roseanne.
Nope, that's a sitcom.
I like comedies.
So Dynasty.
What is it?
Dallas.
Dallas.
Woo!
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's Dallas.
Dallas.
All right, so I chose not to do top 5 movies because that's in your section.
And I usually don't do them as well when I do
But
feedbacks for the same reason.
because I am a movie buff, I had to put some movie stuff in here. So I
But
did.
naturally.
So I did the top 5 TV movies of 1980.
Oh, God.
no.
Hang on, I'm going to write
That's
it
a
down. Go ahead.
very specific thing you went with. Thank you.
TV movies were a thing, man.
Right.
I am
That was
into
huge back then,
this.
right when we were
Do you remember like the big miniseries that they always did? Like
one of
back-
these are in big miniseries
Is it
too.
Shogun?
Yes.
That's my
Shogun's
favorite.
on there with Richard Chamberlain.
That was my
This is
favorite.
going to get into a whole market.
And
that
then
I
there
have
was
no
like
knowledge of.
the Thornbirds.
The Thorn Girl.
Just keep going, Seven. Keep going. What's
going.
You're
next?
gonna get the answers.
All right, so I'm not going to make you guess. I'm just going to list them. I did not know this was the TV movie. I was familiar with the animated version of Fellowship of the Ring and Lord of the Ring. They did Fellowship of the Two Towers.
Yeah.
Fans got mad that they didn't finish it.
Yep.
So the top movie of TV
It's
movie 1980
Return of
was
the King.
Return of the King, the animated version of Return of the
Yeah.
King, which I
Which
didn't
was
know
ranked-
existed.
Yeah, it's
until
ranking in
years
best.
later. Number 2, The Gambler with Kenny Rogers.
I remember. You gotta know when
to
to
hold
hold
'em.
Know when to fold 'em.
know when to walk away,
Know when to run. You better count your money.
when you're sitting
At
at
the
the
table.
table.
Do you remember when Michael Scott did that on The Office? Sorry.
Number 3. I love our show. We didn't lose all our audience. I know Keys is hanging in there, so hi, Keys.
We apologize for what you may hear today.
And an Agatha Christie novel that I have never heard of called Why Didn't They Ask Evans?
Oh, I've never heard of that one.
Okay.
Which is a murder mystery about a guy who gets hit in the head by a golf ball, falls off a cliff, and his last words are, "Why didn't they ask Evans?" Which is the dumbest line. Like, she wrote that.
Yeah.
She's like, this is going to be great. I don't
Really, Agatha Christie, and it's a mystery novel. Who would?
do it. Number 4 is Brave New World, which is
I don't remember that one either.
Yeah.
it's a famous novel.
Didn't they remake that?
It's
recently?
They
Peacock.
always did that with novels.
Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock.
All right. Next to last, the top Billboard Top 100. Since we have a former radio personality here, we thought this would be fun.
Don't make me guess, though.
Oh no,
Okay.
Oh, you're going to guess.
I could.
Badly.
He likes to say, I'm not going to do that, and then,
And then he
throw
does
it
it.
to you. Yeah.
One of them is because I kind of think you want me to play this game.
He does that shit to me all the time. I love you, but welcome to the family.
Yeah.
Do it. Do
All
it.
right.
Punt the
I'm a
ball.
little scared.
All right. How about this? I'll name the artist, and you can name the song.
I'm a
or I
little
can,
nervous. Okay.
Or I can name the song, and you can do the artist.
Okay.
Which do you want?
Let's.
This is for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're all looking at her.
We'll let her
No.
pick.
She's the expert.
Do you want to guess the song or the
1980. I need to know genre. I need to know.
These are all
top 40?
These will be top 40 pop.
Okay. Let's do song and we guess the artist.
Okay.
And y'all have to be on my team.
Yeah.
We have to all
All
guess.
right.
Of course.
So I
I'm
named the
terrible,
song.
so
name the
you
artist.
welcome
Yeah.
me to the
It's
team.
1980.
Right.
Just letting you know, I'm not going to help out.
It's all right.
Ready?
We got
Yeah.
each other.
Okay.
Number 5. The song title is "Do It to Me, Baby, One More Time."
Britney Spears.
Do it to me one more time. That
No.
song?
Is that
Yeah.
Linda
I was thinking of
Ronstadt?
Hit Me Baby one more time.
Yeah.
Hit me, baby.
One more time.
Hit me, baby, one more. That's
Okay.
a good.
This is okay. You want a hint?
What,
Yeah.
You will need him. I think
Yeah.
this is the dumbest name for a duo ever. Personally,
A duo?
yeah, it's a duo.
Captain and
The
Tennille?
Captain and Tennille.
There you go.
Wouldn't have guessed it.
Isn't this the dumbest name?
It is stupid.
I'm gonna be the captain.
And you be
And
Tennille.
I'm just
And
gonna be
what's your
Tennille.
name again? Tennille? Okay,
Right.
we'll go with
Good.
that.
Okay, that's good for you.
Yeah.
That's good for
It's
you.
like, number 4. I think you will have no trouble with it. It's "Rock with You."
Oh, Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson. I'm not going to name this song or artist, but I'm going to play this game with you with this one. It is from the movie we're talking about today.
Olivia Newton
It's
John.
got to be.
Yeah, it's
is it Xanadu?
No,
Let's
Xanadu.
get
Is it-
physical.
is it-
No, it's from Xanadu. So
Oh.
it's from.
Oh, is it the?
but it's not
Have
Xanadu.
to believe.
Suddenly?
Magic,
Is it
magic, magic.
Okay.
Which
This
is like the number one Muzak song
Right.
of all
Yeah.
time. Anytime I worked somewhere that played Muzak, they played that song.
That's great.
If you don't know this one, I will be sad.
Okay.
Another Brick in the Wall Part 2.
Oh, Pink Floyd.
Pink
Yeah,
Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Mhm.
Last
Oh,
but
no,
not
that
least,
one.
"Call Me."
Oh, that's
Number 1 move song of the year for 1980.
Call Me.
And last but not least, what do you think the cost of a Super Bowl ad was in 1980?
Ooh.
About $3.50.
I'm gonna say.
Mama say.
I'm gonna say.
Mama say.
I'm gonna say.
Mama say. Mama say. Mama say.
I'm
Mama say. Mama say.
I'm gonna say 149.
149.
That was like 149. Okay.
And you say 350,000.
No, I really think it's going to be closer. I'm going to say 95,000.
95,000.
I'm not guessing. I don't have a dog in the hunt. I have no
guess.
idea.
No
He
wrong
likes it
answers.
better.
Like it.
There's no wrong answers except they're all wrong answers except the right one.
Let's say 7.
7,000.
Sure.
It's all right.
I don't
Caleb?
know. 7.
550.
$222,000.
Wow. Okay. I should have stuck to tree fitting.
You should have
Should've
said
done
so.
a tree fitting.
And that is your fun facts for 1980.
Well, thank you, Scotty, for that. All right, we ready for the sermon?
Yeah.
The love boat.
No. The sermon for Xanadu.
Xanadu.
The wheels are
I was
motion.
totally intending to wear my roller skates, and they're in the other car that I don't have. So I don't have them on.
They're called.
You gonna wear the white leg workers with them?
I wish. Like, there's so much of her outfit that I was like, I got to do better. All right, brothers and sisters, gather round.
Gather round.
Gather round.
Amen.
Get closer. Get closer.
We are a cult.
And we're drinking church
I'm
wine.
going to do my best to read this aloud. We start as a man scribbles a collection of drawings on paper. Growing steadily frustrated, he begins tearing them up. Oh, this is terrible. Tear. How many do you think he teared? Probably all of them. Finally, he throws his last ripped up piece out the window. He just thrusts it out the window. It gets caught in the wind in a magical dance, taking them to a mural of 9 women, bringing them to life. Magic! The sisters all dance to life, flying across the earth. But one stays behind and begins to roller skate. Frankly, she doesn't dance very well. I'm going to be honest. She just comes out and poses. She skates right into Sunny.
I mean, no judgment, but like all judgment.
Like on purpose.
All of it.
The judgment.
Yeah, on
Skating
purpose
judgment
into
is-
Sunny.
She skates right into Sunny. If we're being honest, uses him to stop, because I don't think she knows how, and kisses him before skating away. What a tease. Having given up on his dream after one rough morning, he returns to his old job at Airflow Records, where he is tasked with painting an album cover reproduction for a group called the 9 Sisters. The cover shows the mysterious woman Sunny encountered
Convenient.
earlier. Weird.
Mm.
You know, the tease. Roller skating in front of an abandoned building that we later learn is the Art Deco Auditorium. The kiss must have been really great because he leaves work rushing out to find this girl, specifically. He goes first to the photographer, naturally as you do, like, hey, where you get your talent?
Oh,
Who admits-
pause real quick.
Yes.
And doesn't get fired.
And the guy was like a dick to him, and he was like, I'm leaving.
It's like,
Bye.
Yeah.
just like, no, like I got to take PTO for this. It's like, bitch, got to find a girl.
Bye.
Listen, it's okay because he's good and paints fast.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all that
The
matters.
fastest.
He paints fast.
Right.
So he first goes to the photographer, who admits that the woman was not supposed to be on the cover, but suddenly appeared in a single shot, and he used it and benefited from it. So please don't tell anybody. Okay, we're keeping it a secret, cultists. Tell nobody.
Yeah.
Except it's on the album cover, so everyone knows.
Everyone knows that she's on there, but not that it was unintentional.
Yeah, that's
because that's he made his living off that.
Hopefully she won't come looking for money.
Yeah. There's no W-2 or 1099, they said, so it didn't happen. Walking back through the park on his journey, Sunny hears some music. What was that? Being played by a man. It's a clarinet in the wind named Danny McGuire. As they are talking, he
Danny
spots
boy.
his mysterious woman skating by and begins to chase
Kinda
her,
wanna go to
rudely
McGuire.
leaving the middle of the conversation with Danny McGuire. He's just like, bye, bitch, I gotta go. To do this, he casually asks some girls to use their scooter, and they gladly give it to him. Apparently, he's pretty, and he needs to bring him back in person, is what they said. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, bring it in
Just
person.
make
It's
sure you bring it
fine.
back.
In
It was so
person.
weird.
Not paying attention
Every time.
because he just keeps looking at Mystery Girl, who's skating poorly, mind you. He flies over the railing of a pier into the water. Danny laughs about it, and they go over to grab some coffee because Danny just followed him that quickly on a scooter. He's very fast.
Also rude because he's not going to bring that scooter back.
Right.
He walks away. That's like the one line before this spot, and he's like, "Yeah, let's go." And he's like cleaning his hair, and it's like, "Dude, the one thing they asked, rude." And this is why we can't do that in now because 1980s ruined it for us. Because all you bitches did that in 1980s.
Yeah.
Nobody trusts anybody anymore. Anyway,
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. So Danny laughs about it, and they go over to grab some coffee. Whoa, now, Loverboy is a skater too. All of a sudden, he's skating. As soon as their little bit's over, he leaves. Okay. And he's being pulled by a friend in a van that he just sees. And he's like, oh, great work you did on my van. We're
That was the
friends.
most fabulous scene, by the way. I want to be pulled by a van and roller skates.
No, I would too. I've been
A
pulled
hot
by a
dog
trailer.
van.
So
A hot dog van.
So here's my problem with that scene though. Is like, hey, can I have a ride? Sure, just attach yourself to the van. Instead of
Did
like,
you expect him to get into the passenger
I thought,
seat?
He skated
There's
up.
no one in the passenger seat. He's like, I'm good. I'll just hang on.
No, like I didn't expect that because he's got skates on. So he's probably like,
Isn't that dangerous?
every time we do a parade,
yeah.
I hold on to the trailer when we're coming back and we go on the highway.
Also, the fact that his friend was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going the complete opposite direction, but it's cool."
I would think that would wear your wheels down really quickly.
It's like when
No,
Napoleon
if you're
Dynamite's
trying to
brother was
stop.
like, want me to pull you
Yeah,
into
if you're
town?
like
Well, it's,
making
it's like
friction
that
against
scene from
it,
Back
probably.
to the Future.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's a smooth enough road, it's really not an issue.
Okay.
My biggest thing is they can't skate, so I don't know how. I want to know when they were making the film how far they actually went, because I feel like they probably just started and then it was the next turn that he was like, "Oh, I see my building,"
On
and then
Main
let go.
Street, USA.
Right.
The street is
Right.
labeled.
Exactly. Anyway, so he runs into this guy and he's like, "Catch a ride." He's like, "No, it's okay." He's like, "No, it's not on mine. So it's okay. You can catch a ride. It's fine. I'll take you." And then he's like, "Okay, cool." So he does. Okay. He recognizes he wasn't looking for the building. He's still chasing Lover Girl, just so we're all on the same page here, this page. And then he sees the building and is like, "Oh shit, that's the building from the record. I got to stop." And heads off on his own to check it out. He finds her inside and learns her name is Kira. But that is all before she vanishes again. It's just like, "What is your name?" "Kira." And she's gone. "You're in a building. Where did she go?" And then he just leaves. Like, okay, that's enough for me. I'm done.
Also, you just can go into this abandoned building.
And mind you, he's in the building, and because he's got skates, he's like, "I'll just take them off and wear my socks."
He's
feet."
wearing white socks in the entire abandoned building.
I know. Well,
know,
they
I
weren't
would
white.
rather keep
They
my
weren't
skates
white by the time.
Yeah,
he
no.
was
By
done
the
with
time he gets
abandoned
out, they are not white.
You know they're not. But what would you just wear white, like, or not white specifically, but would you just wear socks
I
in
would
an
think
abandoned
No.
building, or
Rusty
keep
Nail
your
is gonna
skates
poke
on?
through.
Well, so he had to take the skates off in order to climb up to the second floor, and I get
I'm
that.
just saying.
But-
But why not put your skates back
Also,
on?
also, in an abandoned building, that's how you get tetanus.
right?
You are not lying, good sir. I hope he had a shot. It hurts.
Let's say I've had my tetanus shot.
So Sonny heads back to work because now he's seen her, and he paints through the night to capture the true beauty of this person on his image of the album cover. Doesn't make sense.
His reproduction.
On
Yeah, it's
the
reproduction.
image
Yeah.
of the album cover. This is absolutely not okay, as his painting looks better than the cover itself, and he again gets in trouble. Listen, his boss pulls him in, Simpson. He's like, "You're doing too well on your paintings, okay? It needs to look like the same level of shit as it does on the cover. If you can't do that, you can't work here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you go hang up these paintings that other people did so you can see how it looks and it can sink into your soul. Go do it." So he leaves. Let me see where I'm at because that was all improv. Let me see. Because that's what happened.
That's what we do.
He sets off to hang up some albums and runs back into his new friends, Danny. We learn that he is a former big band orchestra leader turned construction mogul. Okay. He was once romantically involved with a singer in the 1940s who just happens to resemble Kira. Weird. Her departure caused him to lose his own creative passion. That's so sad. But he would like to open another place. He just can't seem to find the right place after 2 years. No one's been able to find it. So he's like, "Hey, you have a good eye. Maybe give it a try." So Sonny's like, "Okay, but I got to go to work because technically I've left a lot. So I should probably not leave my trailer
I should-
full of paintings
go
outside
back
of
to
that
work."
building. I have to go." After Sonny leaves, we watch Mr. Danny perform a dance number with him and his lover past, which looks a lot like Kira, who also cannot dance, mind you. It's very uncomfortably robotic.
It's such a cute dance.
It's
I
a cute
love
dance,
it.
but it looks like the dance my kids do on stage. They're 8 and 5.
Again,
Where
no-
the teacher is standing side stage
And they're
looking
doing
over.
it and they're like,
tap, tap, tap. Yeah.
So, to be fair, this is Kenny Ortega's first film as a choreographer.
well,
He
rather.
gets better by the time we
I
hit
will
High
say,
School Musical.
Gene Kelly is flawless. He
Oh, I
is
have no complaints.
He
with
is
that
so
man.
smooth, man. Everything he does just looks like he is gliding.
Like
on
most
that
people
floor.
would look like an amateur next to Gene Kelly after
In
Yeah.
that.
fairness, they
Yeah.
would, but she was like real rough. Okay, let's just be honest.
Well, now
So-
Olivia is never coming on the podcast.
Yeah.
She needed a few more rehearsals.
I know she's a great person. I'd love to meet her. We can teach her how to dance. Okay, we can help you grow as a person. We can.
We can help you find your husband.
Kira creepily appears.
That's definitely
Yes.
she's not coming on now.
Honey, you didn't hear that because I'm talking. Cut this part, please,
that
from
out.
him.
I'm
Kira
doing the edit.
creepily appears as Sunny's alone in the studio building or studio building painting, and I will say creepily. And I almost covered my eyes because I don't do like people jumping up in the dark. I don't do that. I'm terrified of the dark. And he's painting and it pans, and I was like, horror movie. I don't like. I was like, because it started to pan slowly, and you could just see the background. I was like, oh my god, something's gonna be back there. I know it is. There's magic in this movie. It's just gonna happen. And then she's just sitting there. Did you guys see her sitting on the workbench?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's where the ring comes in, and then she crawls out of a TV. Okay. And then it pans back and she's gone. I was like,
She gets a phone call. You will dance in 7 days.
I really was like, please don't jump. Please don't jump. Please don't jump. Like, because I jump really hard. That's why I don't like it. I will jump out of this chair.
There were a lot of scenes in this movie with just darkness and someone looking from side to side.
Yes.
Like I felt like something was going to jump at me a lot.
It made me very anxious.
Not one time did I feel that in this movie.
I
And then
did.
she
And I
just
saw
walks
it in the
around the
theaters when I was
corner.
8 years old.
Okay, first of all,
Y'all are
we're
weird.
different people. I hit a little bit during this musical romance film. It's fine. It's fine.
I only shrieked like
Romance is
twice,
scary.
whatever.
I mean,
Okay.
again, no judgment zone.
They were
All
kissing.
judgment
It
zone.
was gross. Anyway, so then she appears. And then in that moment, again, he's like, let's go. And he just leaves all of his paint stuff out, paintbrushes. If it's oil paint, they're ruined. You have to buy new brushes. I don't know what he uses. But he just leaves again. He's
Well,
like,
if
let's just go. It's
Okay, to be fair, if it's oil paint,
be fair.
it'll last longer than acrylic.
fine. On the brushes,
Yeah, it'll last.
it won't like eat it up.
No, I
Are you
mean,
sure?
yeah, not,
You positive?
yeah. You can. You've got a little while, but it's not going to be like
All
this.
right, well, skate fast. Because they leave and they go and they skate together around the studio. He's like, let me take you to the secret room. It's fine. It's okay. I know the buttons, kind of. And so they go push all these
I have
buttons.
questions about this whole room.
Magic happens. At one point, it's raining. They get umbrellas. He
Mhm.
flips it.
I
It's
have
real
It
fancy.
is-
lots of questions.
It's
about this
just
room.
a musical moment. It's
Yeah.
a moment to showcase their bad roller skating.
It is so
And-
bad.
And
It is
it's
so bad.
but it's supposed to be a sweet
Hey,
little romantic.
They stood up.
moment.
They didn't fall.
Yeah.
Better than I could do.
In fairness, I have fun facts for that section, and you might be incorrect.
and the whole thing was just supposed to be whimsical. You're supposed
Yeah.
to just
Oh, it was
enjoy
whimsical.
They
It was- it
so
was
they
definitely
awkwardly
whimsical.
skate around in what is supposed to be a smooth fashion as the song suddenly plays.
Suddenly,
Sunny did not
wheels
sing
of
this.
emotion.
This is because I didn't add this later. I just went ahead and put a note right here. The character Sunny did not sing this. He
It's
cannot
one of my
sing.
favorite songs.
Somebody else sang it. I can't remember his name. And they just had
Did
him.
Jeff Lynne sing it?
No, something with C, like Caleb or something. I don't remember. But it's a C.
Caleb, did you
Caleb?
sing this song?
Caleb sang it.
I was not born yet.
He wasn't. In fairness, we can't disclose that year though. But Olivia did.
I want to
obviously.
do. Can we do this karaoke next time, Scotty?
I guess.
This would be
Please.
great.
So suddenly they have to leave due to Simpson coming in and end up in her building. So they have to leave quickly because he shows them. He's like, "Who's in here? Is that you? I know it's you." And they just skate away. They're like, "Ha ha ha! So fun. Let's skate leisurely because we can't go fast because we're not good skaters." So they go to her studio where she. Oh, sorry. I reread this. It didn't seem what it was at first. It said encourages her to use him. Is
Cliff
what I thought it
Richard.
said.
Yeah,
That's not what
Cliff
it is.
Richard.
Cliff
I
Richard.
told you it was a C. I told you. I remember saying
Sir
something.
Cliff Richard.
I'm
Sure.
Oh, and I just learned this.
She's Dame Olivia Newton.
I just learned
She
that.
is Dame.
You didn't know that?
Did-
All of
really?
her fun facts say Dame.
I did not know she was Dame Olivia Newton John.
I was like, I don't know what that's about.
She
so I
has dual
deleted it.
citizenship in Great Britain and
in Australia.
Australia.
I thought she was
that's
Australia.
fantastic.
No, she was born in England.
Interesting.
I learn something every day.
Yeah.
All right. So when they get back to the studio, she encourages him to go work with Danny. It's like, oh, maybe go do it. It's fine. You should go use this building. I don't know. It's weird. So when she does that, Danny goes back to him. He's like, Sonny goes back to Danny, and he's like, I have this place. So they go. They imagine. So they go in, and he's like, oh, this is a good spot. And he's like, I don't know. Let me just back up a little bit. It's another day. It's not the same day. I don't know how much time has passed, but it's not like they were together and he was like, I'll be right back, and went and got him. Like they ended that night. Now it's another day.
I need
So
more
they
church
walk
wine.
in.
We think. I don't.
Here, go ahead and pass that way.
Time has no concept in this movie.
She also
Literally
was
Yeah.
no concept. So they come in. This is like one of my favorite parts. So everybody pay attention. So it's Danny and Sunny. They're looking at the building. Apparently they have rights to just walk in there. Kira's not there, so we think. And they're like, no, just imagine. There's a bandstand over there. Okay, bandstand starts playing. And Sunny's like, it's the 1980s. It's a rock band. And a rock band starts playing. And then it goes back to the bandstand. And then it goes back to the rock band. And then it goes back to the bandstand. And then they slowly start to move until they're doing it together and it's magical. They did it.
I missed the whole thing where they did it.
Okay, first of all, we need to have a conversation about where your brain is most of the time. The two musical components merged together and we're playing their music at the same time.
So I'm just going to say, now you know how I feel when I do this.
They did it together? No, because she cannot. Anyway, she was weird about their kissing too. It was really awkward. But my point being, it was this really cool scene where they come together. The two different musical things did.
That song wasn't.
I
that
love
one.
that. That's awesome, I think.
So let me go back to where we were. I'm sorry, I got so excited about that. To explain how perfect the space is, and then this happens, and they realize what they have on their hands, and they're like, you know what? We're gonna do it, and they begin working on the project as partners. That's what they do because they're like, we're gonna bring your bandstand, and we're gonna bring my rock band, and we're gonna make this magic.
Kind of like Reese's.
They're
Cups.
gonna do it
Yeah.
together,
Right.
as Stephanie would say.
You've got your rock band in my big band. You've got my big band in my rock band.
I would like to see that karaoke, that scene.
That
Seriously,
would be
though?
awesome.
They
Play
have
the
two
rock
songs.
side.
If you
Two
guys could just sing
songs
both
merged.
songs, you could just play them at the same time, and you could sing them at the same time,
Pink
and it would
lyrics,
sound
blue lyrics.
so good.
Make it happen.
You know what?
Do it. Pitter
I'm gonna
patter.
look-
Hey, it's
I'm-
on the album actually as one song, so you should be able to.
But I'm just saying, like, if you play the
I'm
full one
going
song,
to the Care Fun Act now and see what's on Xanadu.
Please
Go
do
ahead,
it.
continue.
please do it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I will get a babysitter. Is what I'm saying.
We'll dress
Okay.
up. I'll wear skates with you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
We'll find somewhere we can skate, please. So Sonny goes to tell Kira the news. He's just so excited.
Do you remember what the name of the song was?
I have got the album pulled up.
All right.
Xanadu.
It's not that one. Where
I'm
that's
just
not
kidding.
the-
Okay,
but that's
well,
not
all right.
Dancing.
it. Dancing.
Is that
Yeah.
all right?
How
so,
original.
so here's what you can do karaoke according to Carafun. It's an app I highly recommend. Magic.
Do you believe in magic?
That one.
Xanadu.
Xanadu.
Suddenly I love.
Suddenly,
All over the world.
Oh, I like that one too.
Suspended in time
They're going too fast, and I don't know these songs by heart.
and dancing.
Oh, good.
So we
So
can do
made
dancing
it.
is one of
Yeah.
them.
So
Please let me know. Oh my
I like
gosh,
all
I will
over the
be
world
there.
too.
Oh.
I will
Over the
be
world
there.
is when he's getting his clothes.
well, I will say this. Saturday, there's a Gamers and Geeks convention,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and JD likes to take the voice actors to Poindexter's to do karaoke afterwards.
Okay.
So
I have a shoot Saturday, but it ends before then.
yeah.
Saturday is the St. Patrick's Day celebration at Callahan's, and Tomas is coming down for that.
Where's
Where is
that?
St. Tomas? Where is he at?
He lives in Atlanta. He works for a law firm in
Oh.
Atlanta. So he's coming. He'll be here Wednesday.
Sweet.
Has he always lived in
So
Atlanta?
maybe we're going to go to Poindexter's
Or did
Friday
he
night.
move?
No, he wasn't from here.
Oh, I always thought he was here.
No, we hosted him because he lives out.
Not Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Not Thomas.
I'm sorry.
Tomas.
I'm
Tomas.
sorry. I thought that's just, I call him Tomas when I talk about him. So I thought we were talking about the same person.
Yeah.
I got real excited. I was like, why did he move? And I got real sad. And now we're back on the same
Okay,
page.
first of all, can you imagine Thomas working for a law firm?
Yes, that was terrifyingly scary. Like, money's money, though. I was like,
Thomas, friend of the podcast.
I just want you to
Yeah.
know that Thomas could probably get his way out of things.
He'll
So
probably
he
get
would
giddy
probably
we're
do
talking
really
about it.
well as a lawyer. Thomas,
Hi,
watch
Thomas.
this.
Oh, he watches.
Oh, he watches.
So he'll totally comment.
He's
about it.
He'd be like,
We're talking about you, princess. You know we are.
I would like to see him use that skill to get himself out of banishment from time to time on Facebook.
No,
Let me know how it goes.
You
Come on.
know, I applaud him for speaking his mind on the Facebooks.
You got to get it out, man.
It's his memes, ma'am. His memes get him in trouble.
I love memes. They make the world go round. Okay, so Sonny goes to tell Kira the news. Okay, and they kiss again, but this time when they kiss, it's so magical. I don't know, kiss again. They kiss, but this time, no, again, because they kiss randomly. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so magical. They're animated characters
Yep.
that look weirdly like Thumbelina. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay. So
They sure
turn
do.
Yeah.
from people animated characters to fish to birds, back to people, and then back to real people. So they got like real animated. Okay. So we'll talk about that later.
This part of the movie where I think got up and
Got a
did chores.
snack?
Yeah, got a snack.
Vacuum the
'cause
floor so you didn't have to
whatever.
hear it.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, meh,
She was like, cartoon out.
pretty much.
We'll talk
And
about
that's how
that.
she was at 8. She was like, I'm out.
Yeah, well, that'll definitely come up again. So work is progressing on the building, and they still don't have a name. Okay, so Kira says it needs to be hot, and they're like, "Oh, Xanadu." Okay. And to this point, they also need new wardrobes because it needs to be hot. So what do? Costume party.
Which is so much fun to watch.
So there is
That's
a
a good scene.
montage of them trying on multiple outfits and ends with a fantastical slow dance that takes them right back to the inside of the club. I also like to point out that in the middle of that, Danny roller skates up a ramp and then you don't see the skates again. It's like he can say, I wore skates too. It's a skate movie. You're welcome.
That's right.
And
I
he
want to
still
skate
looks
with her.
smoother than everyone
He
else.
still skated better than
Better than
them.
everyone
And I
else.
feel like that's how you do
He
it.
actually
right?
skates like if you in the movie around the world, all around the world. He's skating. You see him in the scene because he's
That's
singing
what-
and he does the, and he's skating with the group.
You can tell. He
So,
skated
yeah.
like he got down and was like
Right.
skating up a ramp. I skated.
But yeah, no,
Boom.
he's in skates more during that one
Xanadu
song.
basically invented Wakanda forever. Gonna whip.
All right. So back to the slow dance. You've got Sunny and you've got Kira slow dancing. Everybody's having a great time. And they're like, we're in love. We're just dancing. It's fine. And then they dance into the air and then they dance in front of the building and the building turns into Xanadu. And then they dance on the inside of the building. So here we are. Welcome back. If it felt weird for you, it's because it was. So it is now the night before the opening and everything is set to go. Except the love between Sunny and Kira. Oh no. She explains, this can never work. I'm a muse.
I'm
He doesn't
amused too.
understand because he just doesn't believe.
You're
So she
amusing.
proves it. How does she prove it? Two children not paying attention
Oh, sorry.
But
What,
watching
Mom?
TV.
Watch, Mom.
by watching TV. First she was like, read the definition. Do you believe me now, Sunny? Ha, I did
Oh.
that magic.
Yeah. Also, like, as an artist, how do you not understand what a muse is?
Yeah.
Right? And he does make that bad joke right there. He's like, I'm amused as well. Or something like that.
Aren't your
Yeah.
children named after muses?
Okay, first of all, no.
Their fates?
We'll get into that later.
Okay.
As well.
Something?
That'll come up. I do have a child named Calliope.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that. I also have a child named Penelope and Mackenzie. So maybe one of them. I don't know. Maybe it's Calliope. Maybe it's Penelope. I don't know. We'll see. So she explains that she's a muse. He doesn't believe. So she uses a TV program, which is a fun bit. It really honestly is. Where it's like, why don't you believe it? I got stuff to do. And he's like, what the fuck is happening? She's like, no, it's fine. I'm helping. It looks like he needs a drink. I'll take care of it. I got it. Thanks. Go back to killing people. It's fine. So now he believes. And since her job is now completed, she leaves Earth. Heartbreak. This, of course, does not encourage Sunny to keep pursuing his dream anymore. He's like, my need to live is gone, so I'm going to go sit on this rock. So he leaves because apparently his dream is a woman, not art, like we thought at the beginning. Plot twist. M. Night Shyamalan that wrote this movie. Directed this movie.
He just loves the vajayjay.
He loves it. Okay,
He's not interested anymore.
I get it. I get it. It's fine.
He just
Danny finds Sunny in the same spot he was when his inspiration was gone at the beginning of the film. He encourages Sunny
Danny
to
also
keep-
likes the vajayjay.
Yes, yes. He encourages Sunny to keep pursuing his ambitions and not to give up on them like he did. So what does Sunny do? Man, he pulls out them roller skates and he skates around looking real troubled and sad in his
In the
awkward
shortest
skating.
shorts I've ever seen.
In the cute little shorty shorts he's got on.
with some
He's just
white legs.
so sad. He does this fancy little turnaround where I'm like, I'm just impressed he could do that with his feet. That's how he had to stop without dragging. He did drag his feet
I'm
again.
glad she's
He
the
was
one
drag-
doing
I
it,
gotta
but-
say,
He was
his
drag-
shorts.
The drag of the foot drove me
He
nuts.
has a big no. I'm telling you.
His shorts were so short that his button down was longer than his shorts.
But did you also notice that, like, if he was a real skater, his calves would be a lot more
They were so
toned
skinny.
than they were.
He had
I was like,
skinny
he's never
calves.
skated before
That's
in
why
his
he had to
life.
do that fancy. They're like, we need you to stop in this spot and
He's
then
an
look over
80s
here.
skater.
This
Skater. They just did it for fun to look cool in
way.
California.
You still get some muscles. I
Yeah,
don't
but
care.
in this movie, they skated everywhere.
But
They
he's
were
like
pulled by
he's
trucks.
skating fast and he's like, I'm so sad.
And then he's like, semicircle.
But then he's just walking, skating
Yeah.
a little.
semicircle
Seriously,
on skates.
I feel like that's the only way. They're like, you have to stop here, and he's like, oh. They're like, can you circle stop? He's like,
Right.
oh, and it's like
Like it's so
like
fast.
a hockey player that can't stop on their ice skates. They just have to kind of circle around.
Like if
bit.
you're skating at a birthday party and there's no wall, you just got to make it work.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't know where I was at.
He did do quite the
shorty
montage
shorts.
right there.
He did.
of
He skated.
dramatic skating.
He was dramatic skating for sure. He skated up to he saw, like, suddenly was like, the ladies. This is where they're at. And then he skates up to it and he looks and he skates away, looks over his shoulder to see if she's looking back, as you do, because if they look back, they like you. It's a painting. So he gets back to his fancy little and looks at it for a while. There's this dramatic moment and he says, you know what? I'm going to go get my woman. I'm going to get back to where I
Go
am.
get your woman.
And he found platform 9 3/4.
Oh my gosh, I literally have that in here. So if you would just let me continue.
I'm sorry.
So he skates around troubled and sad before managing to enter Kira's home. Very platform like, by roller skating into the muse's mural. He's like, I can do it through the wall.
So no lie, the first thing I thought was Justina's gonna love this part.
so good.
He went in and I was like, what if it didn't work? You're wearing no padding. You just really committed to that.
And I have a question for everybody concerning this particular part. Out of everything in the movie, this is the one part that bothered me.
Besides the animation.
Besides
the
the
animation.
Well, she
Yeah.
doesn't remember that part. She was doing
I got
laundry.
up and did stuff. Out of everything I've read about Mount Olympus and everything I've seen about Mount Olympus, because it's assuming that's where they are, because there's Zeus and Hera, and you got the muses and whatever. Never would I have thought there'd be neon lights.
I feel like
Up
this
in
is
Mount Olympus.
a plane between there.
Okay,
Yeah.
still.
I feel like because this is she's just there and she's like, you can't come in. This is as far as you
It's
can
a
go.
whole lot of neon lights. For
Don't
some-
you also feel like Zeus and Hera were very casual? Like, honey, I told you that already. We already discussed this, Zeus.
That's
Like,
right.
Did
We already
we?
discussed
Is
it.
it now or the future? What is
He's like,
what?
I can't remember
Just let it go.
I
times.
told you
Just
this four
let it go.
times. You
Archie.
don't listen.
I agree with that. So, inside the realm of the gods, Kira's father, Zeus, denies Sunny's plea to let Kira come back to Earth. And despite Kira's mother's, I don't know how to say her name.
Hera?
Hera?
No, this says Nemosine.
That's no, because
Men-
in the subtitles it said
Nemesis.
Hera.
In the credits, she is credited as Heavenly Voice.
Heavenly voice
Heavenly
female
voice.
or
Female.
something.
Oh, we have multiple names for her. So Zeus had some ladies. Okay.
Oh,
so,
Zeus did
That's
have,
Yeah,
So
that's-
this
Zeus
lady
had
is
a lot
Zeus's.
of ladies.
Yeah, I think
So-
in the credits he's just heavenly voice, and she's like female heavenly
But
voice.
in the subtitles it says Zeus and Hera.
Okay, thank you. So, despite Kira's mother, possibly known as Hera, Wikipedia is wrong. Not that we're
or
surprised here.
Nemesis.
She's my favorite
Interceding
Star Wars character.
For Sunny and Kira, excuse me.
Sorry.
Zeus sends Sunny back to Earth. He's like, no. I've decided it's nothing else can be said. Bye, gone. Okay, I don't know if he tried skating into the wall again, but that wasn't shown. He didn't have boo boos, so we'll say no.
Show it with a concussion.
Kira professes her feelings for Sunny out loud to nobody in the neon room, and Zeus ultimately relents, allowing her to be with Sunny for a moment or forever. It's hard to tell the difference. Kira and the muses.
It's very non-committal.
Yeah. So back to the Xanadu, that place, that they worked really hard on. So they're in this club that's opening, right? And then Kira and the muses show up, and they perform at the grand opening before returning back to their realm. Sunny is initially saddened by their departure after the whole fantastical dance sequence that they do, mind you. But upon seeing a waitress, because again, he's in it for the vajayjay, who looks exactly like Kira, he stops and he asks to talk. I would like to talk to you. Credits. Stephanie, you got a libation?
I do.
We have thoughts, though. We
Lord
gotta do-
have mercy. Y'all discuss, because I'm going to, the subtle libation is awesome. Hold on. I'm going to pull up the recipe because this is new to me. It's actually called Xanadu
That is amazing.
that I found. It is a gin-based cocktail with basil, fresh basil, which I have, and
Oh.
grapefruit, and it's going to be
I
epic.
wish I
So-
drank less Jesus juice.
Oh, well.
No, it's fine.
We
I'll
needed
still
to
power
finish
through.
that bottle, and we have.
No, it's
so
fine. I'll still take care of it.
No, we're gonna totally do this. So
I have a couch you can sleep it off on.
It's fine. I
If I'm
I
not
have
asleep,
chicken
I have
cooking
a
at
lot of
home.
Jesus
I'm
juice
assuming
too, so I might
you're a
just.
no for this, right?
Yeah, I'm a no for this one.
Okay.
All right, so Scotty, what are your thoughts while she makes that?
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've
Very deep.
okay. I first have questions.
All the words. Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Ask them to me,
Okay,
and I will answer them.
all right. So,
They'll be incorrect.
I can't wait.
what the hell is the studio holodeck for? Because he's, when they first hook up and he's like, I want to show you this place. And then I don't know what these buttons do, but then suddenly I make a rooftop and I fly and whatever. And she's like, oh, that's a fantasy. Like, wait, no, there are buttons involved. That's not a fantasy. That happened.
That was 1980s. They were trying to figure out how to beat graphics because graphics were starting to come out. So they decided to make it in studio to keep people in house. So they can keep their people on campus, if you will. Because otherwise they're going to lose their money.
Well,
so they had to do what they could. Next,
he was like, okay, so this is a room where these images pop up on the walls and inspire the artist while they're recording. And I was like, that looks like set from Barney. I'm sorry, but I've seen Barney the Dinosaur, and that beach scene is from Barney the Dinosaur.
But that may have been where Barney was created.
Right.
Somebody went there. They were like, it needs to look like this.
My children were not allowed to watch Barney growing up.
I was not allowed to watch Barney growing up, so my kids never watched.
Oh, I babysat.
Like my dad walked in and was like, "We're not watching no purple dinosaur."
I
watched
was
it
over that age, but I watched it with my nieces and nephews, and that's all I could think. The rooftop, the beach scene that they were skating through with the palm trees that slowly lifted.
Didn't even think about it, but you are so right. They were dancing to Barney.
It was weird.
I like watching him skate over the water. The fake water.
I liked watching them skate the whole time because it was hilarious.
But you're right. Like, I was wondering, okay, he said that they see these images that inspire them while they're recording, but did they also record their music videos there? Like, why were there actual sets?
Why are there set pieces
They
there?
just said inspiration. Beyond that, no explanation.
Also,
that's all they had to say.
So is it just hanging in the ceiling and you just like C5 and
who brought the sand out?
That set piece is permanent.
Up. That scene where the fog,
right?
That was intense. It was like
they have multiple distributors of fog.
Wild.
When they skate over it, it censors a trigger that shoots it off so that they can sneak away in the fog so the guy doesn't know who it is really, but he can guess.
Can we buy one? Because it was amazing.
Fact, you can buy cocktail ice cubes.
Oh my God, no lie. Where did you get that?
Publix. They just have bags of 4 cocktails. It is
Publix for all your bougie grocery needs.
Fancy ice.
It is cocktail style cubes.
I didn't know they had different types of ice cubes. That is amazing to know. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome. All right, so I'm sorry. I don't know how else to answer this except they had to make up some reason for them to skate more because, and they had to skate in circles, and they had a roller rink, but they didn't want it to look like a roller rink. So boom, inspiration.
Yep.
I found the holodeck very weird.
It was
They were
very
dancing
weird.
through life.
I like the sphere in the middle where she's like, just touch it. It's fine. Just hit the buttons. What's
all the
happen?
buttons.
Hit all the buttons. But Australian.
So is it cool that she just sexually assaults him at the beginning of the movie and then he's like obsessed with her?
Oh, no, it's not.
It's just like, I was like, oh, you just.
It's like she
there's not a consent for this kiss. I mean, he's okay with it, but there's no consent for this kiss.
That can get into a whole deep, like, gender conversation of like, would it be okay if the man did it, but it's okay if the woman does it?
What's the movie if he wasn't okay with it? That's what I want to see.
But also,
it's a horror film.
If it was flipped and like some girl's there and the guy skates up, he's like, oh my bad.
It's
skates away. It'd be like,
it would turn into my super ex-girlfriend.
Police.
Right, basically.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting situation for sure. That's a deeper context.
I just was like, oh, she just straight up sexually assaults him. Okay.
100%. Yes,
cool.
she did.
So I have a question. In that first scene where he discovers the abandoned building that turns into Xanadu,
right?
And she's there and she's doing her figure eights around the boxes in the abandoned building.
That's not a figure eight.
Whatever, with the arms, and she's trying real hard.
She tried so hard.
She's trying real hard. She goes from invisible to human form. Like, she keeps disappearing. Did you see that? Like, she's ghost into normal. Does he see that part and not question it? Or is he always like, hey, where'd you run off to there, lady?
I think it's always, hey, where'd you run off to there, lady?
Does he think she just keeps hiding somewhere?
Yeah.
Like, she's just
playful and cute. Yeah. And they play hard to get.
It's very strange to me because I was like, that's very Haunted Mansion. Like, you can see her disappearing.
There was a note. I don't know that I necessarily put it in here, but there was a note where it said, this is supposed to be a fantasy. So to make it a fantasy, there are things that are added that look really fakey, but they were added to make it a fantasy.
Make it fantasy.
Like, you see that? That doesn't happen in real life.
Got it.
Boom.
Yeah, like
fantasy.
all the weird transitions.
Yeah, that's boom.
Yeah.
That makes it a fantasy. When the thing does this, when it changes, it's fantasy.
It was
Fantastic.
It was like someone got the 1980 version of After Effects, the basic plugin was like, all right, cool, transition. Woo! All right, here's a star wipe. Just do that.
Well, it's like that one scene where I swear there's a black background and it changes from like a red undertone to a blue to a green, and it's just him, and he's looking for her, but he changes direction and it's green, and then he changes direction and it's blue, and I was like, I don't even know what's going on anymore at this point. Is he lost in another world?
He's on LSD.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I
He's
was.
living on vagina juices. Let's be
Yeah,
honest
he
right
was
now.
looking
He's
for,
like,
like,
I
the
need
JJ.
that so bad. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter.
Well, but I have to
Boys.
say, I was surprisingly enjoying it at some point. Like I at some point quit judging it after the animation and was like, all right, I'm into it. Let's just see where this takes me.
I like the animation.
Yeah.
I did not.
I hated the
I was
It
animation.
was
like-
Thumbelina meets Beauty and the
Well,
Beast.
you were.
And there's reasons for
Yeah,
that.
there's reasons.
Yeah, I have a whole
So
story
Dino
about
did
the
the
animation.
animation.
Hey.
Don't.
Hey.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hey.
that's her section.
Yeah,
Sorry.
man,
Don't
you're-
overstep, Scotty.
Hey.
I do think they did Michael's nose injustice though.
Oh, he looks terrible.
Like his nose is like this big.
But I like. All right, so it's kind of a flowy section. I love Thumbelina's outfit in this, and this kind of.
You can see her whole leg like you should.
But it's sparkly, and then they're like, all right, what is the sexiest animal on earth? Fish.
Because vagina.
So we're
You
just
need
gonna
that fishy smell.
it's a fish, and then what's sexier than a fish?
She needs a fly out.
Birds.
Sir, will you hand me my...
It's so bizarre.
I'll say what's in it.
You're right. So yeah, but I was like, oh, so this is what we're doing. Okay, I'm
Thank you,
with
ma'am.
but I bought it as part of the fantasy of this film.
I found myself entertained other than animation. I was mad. Did you get mad during the animation at all, Justina?
I walked
angry.
away from the animation,
I was
man.
angry.
I seriously watched it and I was like, oh my God, Jennifer. And I like hit her and I was like, it's Thumbelina. We're watching Thumbelina right now. And Thumbelina was one of my favorite movies as like a little kid. I watched it a lot. So I was like, it's Thumbelina. She's dancing like they do in Thumbelina. Where's the bee? The bee's got to show up. Where's the bee?
Are we ready for the libation real quick so we can
real
taste
quick.
it?
So sorry.
So real quick. It's okay. It's okay.
I would like
Great
to taste it. It
conversation.
looks
I'm
very
glad you
good.
guys talked about the animation while I was making drinks because
Because you watched
I
it.
had
I
no
know.
interest in that.
I thought it would be good since it's a chore.
It is.
So you could just continue your
Check
theme.
out again.
So basically, we are drinking a drink called Xanadu. That is, you take a basil leaf, a fresh basil leaf, and you muddle it with a 1/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. Okay. Then you fill your glass with ice. You add about 2 ounces of grapefruit juice, 1.5 ounces of nice gin, not nasty gin. You want the good gin.
What kind of gin is that?
This right here is Brockman's gin.
It's a very pretty bottle.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a high end gin.
Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing.
So, because I like gin, so if I'm going to buy gin, I'm going to buy good stuff. So,
Fair.
you do 1.5 ounces of gin. Add more ice if you need to, like I do. You stir, top with soda, and garnish with another basil leaf.
It's very pretty. It's seriously very pretty.
So there
Well
we
done.
go. This is your
Xanadu.
Xanadu.
Enjoy.
Hey, Stephanie, that's good.
That is delightful.
That's fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is a
It
fine
is
drink.
refreshing.
That is a
You want to try
fine
No,
drink.
I'm good.
You don't want to just sip it because it's so good.
I'm good. I trust y'all.
Okay.
Oh, that's delightful.
So there you go, guys.
So,
That's my Xanadu.
That's
I
really
was
good.
happy
Yeah.
to bring a
Thank you.
fancy drink for a change.
It's very pretty and it's very good. It's very light and refreshing.
It is.
It's
Kind
good.
of learned my lesson after the absinthe.
No, this is yeah, I feel like you just taste it. You're not
It's
just
mainly
taste
club
it.
soda and grapefruit.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
You get the gin because of the type of gin it is. It all blends well, and the basil. You don't even taste the alcohol.
That was good.
It's very
See?
refreshing.
Okay.
All right,
It's
Stephanie.
lighter than I was expecting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very
Thank you.
light. Since you were preparing our libation while we were talking, how do you feel about the movie? What are your thoughts?
About the movie.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a loaded question for me because I have so many childhood memories of this song. I mean, of this movie. I saw this movie when I was 8 years old, literally. My parents bought me the album immediately after. I love this movie. So even rewatching this, even with all of its faults, the whole time I felt like an 8-year-old girl again on roller skates, skating around, thinking that I'm Olivia Newton John. So let's put it this way: listening to you guys tearing it apart is kind of a bummer for me.
I don't think we were tearing it
Not
apart.
tearing it apart, but it's like I don't look at the flaws. I mean, they're flaws. There's definitely flaws.
But you just enjoy
But
it.
there's so much nostalgia in this
The
movie for
nostalgia is
me.
strong for you.
So it's like, oh my God, I love the music. I love all the music. There's particular scenes that I really, really love. Like I love I like the dance scene with Gene Kelly and Olivia Newton John. Yeah, she's not a great dancer. She's not.
I really like that. That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
But it's such a sweet
Oh my god!
scene.
Oh my god! Can we?
But did you think at any point they were going to make out? I hate to put that out there. That sounds weird.
No.
But like he was having visions of her, and I was like,
kind of kiss.
in this present
They
day,
kissed.
they did the cheek kiss.
Yeah.
But I was like, in this present day, older Gene Kelly, is he about to slip Olivia Newton John the tongue in this scene? It got real
Maybe he
sexual
wanted
tension-y
to.
to me.
Yeah.
But I never thought it was really weird
No.
It
because
was
of the fact
romantic.
that
It wasn't.
He was reminiscing.
well, it's not even that. I mean,
I never saw the modern Gene Kelly's character in Olivia Newton John as romantic.
as
Like I saw that more of like he was more of a father figure the way he acted around the group.
I don't think in that particular song though, in that particular scene,
Because she's not
that is his love.
right. Yeah, that's
she,
not her.
She was
Wow.
his love first, and I don't think it was weird. I don't think if they had an intimate kiss, it would have been weird because he's remembering when he loved her, and I
Right.
believe it's the same Kira. I believe he's
Well,
remembering.
yeah, I think it's the same person.
He's remembering when she was his.
So you think
love.
he automatically understands that she was my muse, and now she's his muse, and I'm not jealous at all?
Oh, I do because at the end when he tells him you need to go get her, you need to go.
He knows.
Yeah, I
he
think he
knows.
knows.
Don't,
Okay.
yeah,
I get that. Yeah.
he 100% knows.
Yeah.
I think he understands that it's his muse, but I don't think he sees the two Kiras as the same person.
Oh, I think he does.
I think he
and
does.
I
Really?
think that he realizes that his time has passed
Right.
with her, and he doesn't want Sonny to make the same mistakes he did by not going after her.
Because he's like, don't I know you from somewhere? Like he does this whole,
Yeah.
I know you, but I don't know
And
you.
she kind of
thing.
gives him,
Yeah.
a sweet
Mhm.
little. So he knows.
Yeah,
he
he
totally
knows.
knows. So
So
I think it's a sweet movie.
Oh.
And as somebody who is a dancer, I danced all my life. I used to taught dance. I love dance. I absolutely love. There are two scenes in particular, and it's the one where the bands come together.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
dance one, the dancing in that. Oh my God.
Oh, that's
The
fantastic.
whole swing dancing part
They're
of it
amazing.
Yes.
just blows my mind. I absolutely and the rock band stuff, the modern dance that
Yeah.
they're doing is cool, but the swing dancing is just so cool. And then the end scene where with all the skating, oh my God. I just love the dancing in some of that. So.
yeah, the Wakanda Forever scene.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it
Whatever,
was cool,
man.
man. It was cool.
So
I love the movie.
So I also want to talk about Gene Kelly's house.
Yeah, right.
The giant house that my living room is my house. It's like
And I have this one room just for us to ballroom dance.
just here, enjoy the soundstage.
Yeah.
And they don't make a real hard try to cover it up that it's a soundstage. They're
Right.
like, no, we're gonna dance in the entire room.
So when they're at his house,
Yep.
and he's first learning that he played the clarinet in this band, and he opens up the album, and she has a photo there
Mhm.
where she was the singer.
Right.
Does what's his face not
Sonny.
recognize her?
So I don't
And that's
I
in
thought
that
that
photo.
was weird because it's so obvious that that's her.
I mean, obviously, yeah.
and I don't know why Sonny didn't pick. I don't think he picked up on it.
Because as we see in the film, Sonny's a bit not bright.
He's jaded, I think, a little bit too. Like,
I also for them.
but I feel like
don't
she's
think
so
they-
obvious. You would be like, wait a second, that's Kira.
right? And I think for them, like there are maybe essences of that person in the past, but they look different. I think to them they look different, and so that's why I say
Like
that.
each muse manifests itself
Self-
differently to that.
to
Yeah.
that person,
person.
to that person. So my muse would definitely, would
God,
not
this is good.
look as like your muse, but they may be, some similar aspects to them.
So I have a much deeper feeling for the movie than what we're discussing, because I ended up watching it twice. I watched this movie twice, people.
That's a rarity.
So, and I watched it across 3 different times, and then it was on again today. So I did a lot of work for this. When I first started watching it, we were watching it to a point, and then I got tired, and we turned it off, so I didn't sleep through anything. And then we went to watch it again, and we ended up having to leave or something. So it was like 10 minutes were left at the end. And so last night, we were like, we're going to watch it again. And we watched it with the girls, and Jennifer was like, oh, do we have to watch it? It was 10 minutes. I was like, I can't host the show and not watch the ending. Because I can't be like, it ended. Boom, done, gone. It's fine. So we watched it again. And that was instrumental to me because I watched it in those pieces in the beginning, and then I watched it with the girls. And my oldest daughter is 14, and we're watching it. She's like, why do they want to kiss? That's weird. And I was like, but honey, that's not the point of it. It's almost like this is his inspiration. This is what she's here for. She's a muse.
Mm-hmm.
She's not here to be a person. So think about it in that context the whole time.
You talking about from the beginning?
From the very, very beginning to the end. I'm talking about the whole thing.
I think the very first kiss was not a romantic kiss. I think she was giving him inspiration at that point.
I think every time they're together, it's inspiration.
Yeah.
And that's what I tried to teach to Mackenzie, because she couldn't understand it. And then when she was dancing with Gene, she made that comment of like, why is she dancing with him? I thought she was with him, and that's weird. And I was like, no. You need to understand this is all a much deeper concept.
This is her from the past.
This is how I took the movie of this is a muse. Their job is to give, and she said it, my job is to give inspiration and leave.
Mm-hmm.
She gave inspiration to Danny, and then she left, and Danny couldn't live without that constant feed of inspiration. And I think that's the 10% that divides people, to be quite honest.
Right.
And then you've got Sonny, who gets that 10%, and he's off when she leaves, and he's struggling, and he's on the path of Danny. And Danny comes up and he's like, you got to fight for it. And it's not, everybody looks at the girl like, oh, you got to fight for the girl. And I've made jokes about the vajayjay the whole time. And it's like, you got to fight for the girl. But it's really like, you got to, if you want that, you got to fight for it. Don't give it up like I did.
Right.
It's-
Go get it.
Right.
Go
for your
get it.
dreams, basically.
And he went into another world, another realm, essentially, to get it back.
I also want to watch it again after watching 2 other films that you might talk about. I don't know if you found these films in your research, but I'll wait till after your research notes.
Let me know when we get through it.
Mhm.
So that's how
But
I
now
had to watch it
watch
twice.
it again after
I
you
had
say
to watch
that.
it twice.
So here's the monkey wrench in that.
Okay.
I want to say yes, but he wants to be this painter. He quit his job to be this painter.
Yep.
Washed out, came back to his job,
Now he's nowhere near a painter.
and now he's
a club
Wait.
owner.
right now he's a club owner.
But here's the thing. You have 2 different types of club owning. Like because again, there's a point right before opening night where Danny is saying, oh, we have all the stuff. Like he's doing business.
Right.
And what's his face has been slow dancing with
He's a
inspiration.
creative.
And so he was like, what's left to do? And then Danny said, oh, we got all the signs. He's like, let's go put it up. I think he's a creative person, and he was trying at the beginning to paint and draw.
Right.
And he struggled to the point where he threw it out the window, was like, I'm just going to go do somebody else's work and suck at it. Yes, he can paint, but it's all creative. I think he may have found the new outlet for that. That
Like
was
channeling your creative energy. I get that.
Can I just say that would be like the coolest roller rink ever?
100%. I would be there.
Yeah.
I would be there.
100%.
A roller rink, number one, a roller rink with a bar seems
Yeah.
amazing. Also dangerous, but
know-
very amazing.
Yeah. Liability,
You know
but
the one over
whatever.
here has adult skate night where you can bring your own alcohol. It's BYOB.
Oh, hell
Twice
no.
a week. Sundays and Thursdays.
Twice a week?
It's BYOB.
Wait,
You
where?
are kidding
No, wait.
me.
I think Sunday's the only BYOB, but there's 2 adult skate nights where kids aren't allowed in there. It's only adults. You have to be 21 and older.
That's a brilliant.
So every Sunday night, they do
Well, we're here.
Dreamlands for anybody who
Dreamland.
wants to know. I was like, I didn't know if I should say the name or not, but that's
Sure.
where I skate for
You
Jersey.
can.
He would probably appreciate it.
That would be amazing.
And they go out there and they dance, and they'll teach you. Some people will go out there and they'll teach you how to do it. Or they have like lines that go around. They dance together. It's fantastic. It's BYOB though, so you
Right.
can drink and
And a
skate.
good workout.
Yes.
I would kill myself.
I kind of want to go now.
Let's take a road trip.
I just want to say,
Montage.
my mother
Sunday.
Watch.
was the most amazing skater
That's
I've ever
fantastic.
seen. Like we used to go and it was crazy because I got to the point where I didn't want her to go with me anymore because she would like
Show
outskate.
off.
Oh God, she would. She
You're
would.
embarrassing me by my
She would
lack
do
of
all the
ability.
tricks and what, but in the 70s, that's
That's
what
what
she
you did.
did.
That's what you
And
did.
so she was an amazing skater.
That's
So-
amazing. I didn't know that
So-
about your mom.
Yeah, my mom's.
I'm still
badass.
hung
Oh,
up on
yeah.
this muse thing. I kind of want to. The romantic in me really wants to go along with that, but like the cynic in me is like, at the end of the day, isn't he just? I know he's part owner, but isn't he just doing creative for Danny?
I don't think so. I think the point of the story is that Danny lost his creative.
Right.
Because he was creative in the band.
Right.
And now he can hear
I
it.
think he's ended up with a nicer boss.
I don't think so. I think that
I think if he wanted to go out there
partners.
and do all the creative to the building, Danny would be like, do whatever you
there's
want.
partners and then there's partners.
I think they're partners.
I mean, they do reference in the film that Sonny's basically more in charge than Danny. Because
Danny's the money.
Because Danny talks to her about, well, I haven't really put much input in this, but that's fine. And she reassures him that she sees a part of his creativity in the building still.
So Danny's like, oh, I know that muse. Let's hang out with her. We're gonna do this nightclub. I know you're in good hands with that one. So he's like, we're partners now, and this is a good idea because you've got that muse and I've had her before. This is a good idea. If they recognize each other.
But I think if you think about it in my context, she's not there. Think about it in my context. She's a fleeting feeling and idea. When I say inspiration, I mean literal inspiration.
But I think
she's just an inspiration personified.
The problem is she's literally there.
But she has a physical personification,
and she
right?
disappears and comes back. So it's
the problem is other people see her, so she's literally there.
She's literally there. But if you watch the movie again, watch it again. Let's talk from the beginning. There's the album cover where it's like, who is this person? He said, I took all these pictures and this one image showed up.
Yeah.
So think about it without the person. Like, I took all these images and this amazing shot showed up. I don't know where it came from. I wasn't shooting for that. It showed up.
It showed up.
It's a different shoot style. Like, it's the same idea. Danny went for it, and it's the same as like on the rock at the end. Is he was playing his clarinet on the rock because he had that, and it was as soon as that boost of the steroid shot, if you will, left him. He was like, I can't do it. Like, he didn't have enough to push through that on his own.
Right.
You need that extra strength to get through a pull-up, which I learned today, and he didn't have that. And so he was like, I've been there because that's where you found me. I've been in that spot. You got to go fight for it. Because if you don't fight for it now, you're not going to get it later.
Okay.
No, I totally buy that.
I will argue.
I want to watch it again, though. Hearing your side of it, because I didn't think about it like that.
So,
watch it again.
So using that logic, because the end of the film confuses me, mainly because of the way it ends to me in a weird way.
Because he starts, that's weird.
It is weird. So has she been now cast down to earth, and is she mortal and not remember?
I think if you watch the movie that way, possibly.
But I'm saying because
using your logic too, does he recognize her as Kira, or is it just a new love at first sight kind of thing?
I think it would be very similar to a new love at first sight. If we're talking about like a non-physical inspiration is happening the whole time, and he's like, I don't know, like I'm just feeling really sad because it feels like it was there and now it's gone again. And then this person shows up and he's like, oh my gosh, my heart is complete. It could just be that person just has the aura of her, if you will. Fantasy. Anything's real in fantasy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just like it's real if you put it on the internet. I'm gonna go type this up in Wikipedia. Boom, done. It's better than what they have. Is all I'm saying.
All right. So.
I will be watching it again.
It took me the first time I watched it. It was very like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
Because it's so random. And then the second time I watched it, Mackenzie made that one comment, and I went off on this whole thing about no, it's inspiration, and it's not this, and it's that, and it's not like it's a weird guy making out with a girl, and now she's dancing with another guy. Like, sorry, I got really into it. Let's talk about bar trivia.
Yeah.
According to Dame Olivia Newton John, this may help with some of your guys' inquiries. The script was written during filming. Oh God! As they were writing it, and you can also notice that because there's like, "It's you, it's me." It's like, okay, introduce yourselves. That's what you got. This was the final film of Gene Kelly, who only took it because it was a short drive to his Beverly Hills home.
Oh,
Also, he died like in 16 years later, so it wasn't like he had no opportunity to do another film.
It was just his final.
He just retired.
He just was like, all right, I'm good after this.
Yeah.
I'm ending on Xanadu.
Yeah.
But he was so delightful in this movie.
Charming.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Just
charming.
He's great.
charming.
He's just charming in every movie.
He
Yeah,
looked
I
that
mean-
old to me.
He was so charming that at points I found myself questioning him. Like, he's got a sinister side that we haven't seen yet.
I
It's
think
gonna
he's
come
just
out.
a genuinely charming person.
Yeah, he was just genuinely charming.
I just
I don't know how he was on this set.
I
but
wanted to
other
dance with
sets,
him,
he was kind of a nightmare just because he was such a
legend.
no. Well, there's that, but he's
Was he a perfectionist?
perfectionist with his craft.
Yeah.
Right.
So in Singing in the Rain, he gave Debbie Reynolds like just fits,
Yeah.
like just absolute fits, and
Right.
just tortured that poor girl
Aw.
because it was one of her first films.
So I wonder how he felt about Olivia Newton John's dancing.
I don't know if he had tempered
or cared at that point.
but, right, but
Yeah.
like hearing the stuff from Debbie Reynolds about like how just horrible he was to her. And this is kind of her big break film. And if you watch Singing in the Rain, she's a fantastic dancer. She's not
It
Gene
could
Kelly,
be
or
argued
she's not,
that she's fantastic because he made her that way.
no, but she's not Gene Kelly, nor is she Danny Kaye. But she is holding her own with those two guys.
Yeah.
And
He's
It's a
just
great
trying to
movie.
defend her because she's Princess Leia's mother.
Okay.
Maybe by 1980 he was like, "Do you
Forgot about
see
that,
the rest of this shit? Like, I'm not gonna
She's
get on to
very
Olivia
shy.
Newton-John. Look at all this stuff."
Yeah, it's like all of it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So she's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So according to the special features, you're going to enjoy this specifically. I'm giving you the note for you.
Okay.
According to the special features on a recently released DVD that can only be found in stores near you, probably not Amazon, the cartoon sequence "Don't Walk Away" was added because the filmmakers needed to include an extra song written for the movie. It's the only reason it's there. They were like, we have a song that never got put in. Animation.
You had B-roll. You had B-roll.
No. Having a cartoon made for the song was easier than trying to make it fit into the movie.
I'm changing my movie. by the way.
Features scenes nearly identical to portions of Thumbelina
and do you know
from
why?
1994, which happened later.
Yep.
And
In the moment I watched it, I thought they stole it from Thumbelina, but turned out
Thumbelina
she
stole it
stole
from
it from them.
Oh,
Namely, a shot of a small girl walking behind a leaf. Do you want to know why?
I was about
I
to
know
say,
why.
is
Do
it,
you wanna
I'm
know
about
why?
to say, is
Why?
it stolen if it's
Same
Because
animator?
both were directed by Don Bluth.
Yeah.
Both did it.
it's
Don
not
Bluth did
stolen
both
if
of
it's
them.
Don Bluth?
I think this is Don Bluth's first thing after he left Disney.
I can double check that.
I think
Please and thank you.
I think that's his first thing he did after Disney
So
because this is right before Secret of NIMH.
it was just a
It
random
looked
thing
very
they
Secret of
added
Well,
because
I mean, you can straight look at like any Don Bluth
Yeah.
film and be like Don
Yeah.
Bluth. I mean, because at this time you've got Secret of NIMH.
Actually, he was still at Disney
Oh, was he still at Disney?
because he did Fox and the Hound, which was 81.
All right, so but you got the video game.
Fox and the Hound is so good. I can't watch it ever.
Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
What was the CD-ROM game?
Dragon Slayer. which
Dragon
is-
Slayer, yeah. The CD-ROM game before there were CD-ROM
was-
games.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
all animated and it's kind of a weird
which
puzzle
was
game.
83.
I remember Dragon Slayer, actually.
It's hard.
Yeah. It's 83.
Most of the older games are hard as fuck.
Which-
'Cause they're
well-
like, if they beat it quick, what
But
are we
it's
gonna
like-
do?
Well, it was also an arcade game that you,
Yeah, it was like and back then it was designed to eat quarters, and it was like 50 cents a shot, and it's like beautifully animated. Though it's beautiful. You know,
it's also
Yeah.
in developmental hell for a feature-length movie that they're
Right.
trying to do.
they made two of those in a Space Ace.
Yeah, Space
for
Ace,
that
which
one.
is same idea. Yeah.
Same idea.
Anyway, so that's why that exists.
I like Don Bluth.
They had a song that was not used.
They had to throw in
like
there.
they got to the end of it. They're like, we did this. Guys, where's this one? Did you put this in? I didn't put it in. Did you put it in?
It's like quick, get ELO with
Is
the
it
tubes.
Don trying to get a new? I know Don. I'll reach out to Don, see what he can do. Okay, let's see what we can do here. That's
Okay.
why that exists, if it
Yeah.
helps at all. The Pan Pacific Auditorium on Beverly Boulevard in Hollywood, near CBS's Television City, was used for exterior shots of the Xanadu Club. It was built in 1935 and destroyed in a fire.
Oh.
The year I was born, probably the same day because my birth could not keep it alive.
Oh my God.
1989. A community center now sits on the site featuring a single version of the Pan Pacific's four curved Art Deco spires.
Aw.
Danny McGuire jokes they used to have wrestling here in the movie. In real life, the Pan Pacific Auditorium was used to feature wrestling matches.
Nice.
So
You
it
probably
actually
remember that back
wrestling?
then.
Isn't there a replica at Hollywood Studios? Isn't that what the theater is designed after?
You know,
In
I don't.
Disney?
I don't know.
I'll let
Over
you
by
know.
Indiana
But-
Jones.
I'm going in May for my 50th
That's
birthday.
right. You'll have to check it out.
I'm going to need tips.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
I'm
it's
not a
designed
Disney
after
girl.
that, though.
Interesting. So, fun fact about the dance sequence: suddenly, where they
Suddenly-
skated poorly, and it's okay because nothing got broken, but did
Wheels
it?
are in motion.
What got broken?
Olivia Newton John
Dame.
fractured my bad. Fractured her coccyx.
Oh!
She fell on her ass. Is what
Sequence.
happened. She fell on her
Suddenly.
ass.
Suddenly.
Coccyx is a fun word typed out. I stared at it for a while and was like, is it still the same language? And then I realized it was coccyx.
I
By the way,
It's your ass bone.
bruised my coccyx once.
she fractured
I
it.
fractured
She
mine
fell
before.
real
Would you like
frickin'
me
hard.
to? Would you like me to tell you how I fractured my coccyx?
Yes, and
Coccyx.
I think I know this one, right? This
Was
is,
it
Probably know
falling
this
through
one.
a hole on a boat?
No, this one involved my son, my youngest son, Jack. Jack and I.
I don't know this story.
Oh, you
Was it
don't know this
Legos?
one?
No, I thought this was when you fell down the hole.
I know, that's what I brought up, too.
I fractured
Your
my back, but
Right,
not
yeah.
the coccyx. So, I raised boys.
That's all.
It's kind of
And
like
that's it.
raising
That's it.
wolves.
I
It's very much like raising wolves, and I have large boys. When I say large, they're both 6'5", but I wanted to instill fear
and they're
in
3
them.
years old right now.
No.
They never grew up.
No, they're at 3, they're 6'5".
My approach to parenting is you instill fear in your children, kind of like
Well,
a
especially
dictator.
when they're boys.
That's what I'm
because
saying.
they're gonna get taller than you one day.
Yeah. So we would I grew up wrestling with my kids, with my boys all the time. And when Jack was in high school, of course, he was already almost 6'5" at this point. Like he was like super tall and, still wrestling. And we were wrestling. And he's got reach, he's got strength, he's weighs more than me at this point and all this. So, I'm not doing well in this wrestling match.
That's your finest moment.
And so I racked him
Okay.
square in the nuts
Why would you do that?
because I'm competitive and I wanted to win.
She's like, I wanted to win, Scotty, and his nuts were just right there. 'cause he's real
Also-
tall.
She's got to assert her authority.
Also, he was being a smart ass at this point and saying, what are you going to do now? I'm stronger than you now. What are you going to do now? And that's when I lost it.
So yeah, you gotta assert that
So-
authority.
Yeah.
So I had to teach my son
Ow.
that size does not matter. Okay.
in any context.
Yeah, I was about to say phrasing.
She's gonna just YouTube.
I know, I
You
know.
Go to this.
So he drops to his knees
I would too.
and he looks at me with these eyes. I can't believe you did that.
Wait, how old was
He was in high school.
he? Okay.
So
Doesn't matter. High school.
and
He's a
I'm
dick.
like, giggle, try me again. And so I run up to the couch. He recovers, grabs my legs, yanks me off the couch.
Oh,
no.
That's what you get.
Scotty has no sympathy
No.
anymore.
No,
You did that to yourself.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's
now
the last
mind
resort.
you, the whole time it was a very so you guys don't think I'm crazy. This was a
Oh, you're crazy.
well, you know what I mean.
You're on
we
this
were
show.
both
It's a requirement.
both very very competitive, and we both were wrestling, and it was like the whatever. So fair is fair. It was one of those things, but it's a running joke now between us how he broke my ass.
And you popped him in the nuts.
I did.
Like,
I
I'll
did.
punch you in the nuts. I'll break your ass.
So,
The point to the story
Yeah.
is I will do whatever it takes to win.
And so will he.
Yeah.
So will he, because he is his mother's son.
So I
So-
got an update on that.
Hold on real quick.
Because I
So,
did that. Oh, go
so I guess season 3 finale for the trivia, I should just wear a cup.
yeah.
It's all right.
Episode 1, season 3, wear a cup.
Oh,
Hey,
So
I will only do that if I'm challenged
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm not going to win.
I mean, look, I, in a fight, if I have to defend myself, it's an option, but it's like usually after, oh shit, he's pulled a gun.
yeah.
It's not like,
It's not my fault. You guys wear your weakness on the outside.
Before we
you
get
have
too far
no
away,
honor.
before we get too far away from that,
Definitely not a
note,
Klingon.
I did research the Pan Pacific Auditorium thing about Disney. So it was actually built where was it? 3 weeks before the fire destroyed the original.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And then
it looks just like it.
yeah, so it is based on it, and they did it also for California Adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's cool.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Well done, Jonna. Well
Yeah.
done.
Okay, so are we allowed to wear skates in Disney? Because I feel like that should happen.
No, I tried Heelys one time and they were like,
You have Heelys?
yes, I have.
I've wanted Heelys forever. I'm talking about for years to the point where my kids want them, and it's a whole running thing where it's like you'll get Heelys after I get Heelys.
Well, they officially banned them.
I was saying,
Like they did not ban them for the longest time, and now they have officially.
but you
banned
can get around so much faster.
It wasn't the kids though.
Yeah.
100% I believe that.
The adults that were drinking in Hollywood studios.
100% I believe that very much. I just want them.
I
I've
also
never
would
worn
want
a pair of
Heelys.
Heelys in my life.
Like
I
the
do want
path
some
to Tower
Heelys.
of Terror on your Heelys, you're just going down a hill like this the whole time.
can you still buy them?
I had them
Are
for
they-
a while.
Yes, they're just
Yeah.
like $60 a pair.
Yeah.
Which I know in some people's mind it's not a lot. I just bought a
That's-
house. Everything's a lot.
Honestly, that's
Oh,
about the normal
you're
price
talking-
of good shoes.
you're
though.
preaching
I know,
to
but
the
it's
church.
Heelys.
Child gas
You
is
know how
$4 a
I am
gallon
right
as
now.
of this recording.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got
So
you.
it's like the kids
I
are like,
think
I want a
it's
pair of
investment.
Heelys. And I was
I'm
like,
not
your
spending
feet
$60
change
on shit right
every
now.
year.
Yeah.
My feet don't change.
It's a
And
good
I just got
investment.
rain boots this last Christmas
Yeah.
that I've wanted my whole life. So
Yeah.
Oh,
you'll
I
get
hate rain
Heelys eventually.
It's a good investment. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I had them when I was younger.
What, rain boots?
No,
Heelys.
They're still
Heelys.
talking about Heelys. They're
I'm
just
trying
breaking
to
my heart
picture
over
you
here.
in
Someone have to
Heelys
buy
now,
these
that'd be
babies
great.
Heelys.
Scotty, for Christmas, I want Heelys. They wear size 8. Now you have it on film.
I also wear a size
Card.
8, and I think Heelys would be great. I'm turning. Oh wait, I probably just need cash for my birthday this year.
That's true.
I'll take Heelys. I don't care. I'll sell myself for cash. I
I don't know. It's like okay, so if
And that's
I,
recorded too, ladies and gentlemen.
I can crochet. I'm really good at organization. What you need?
so to our listeners, all 4 of you, I'm turning 50
49.
in May, and I'm requesting cash. There you go, because I
So,
need it.
Thomas, Kisa, Mike,
so bad. Angela.
Angela. Woo, that's 4.
There you
Kisa,
go.
I just want something to taste test that's chocolate flavored. That's not white chocolate. I like dark chocolate. Just get all the dark chocolate things. You keep picking out sugary sweet stuff. I don't like it, Kisa.
I think the point is Kisa gives us stuff we don't like on purpose.
I know, Kisa.
Kisa is secretly part of the dark side. I'm sure
No,
she's a
Kisa.
Slytherin.
It's because of the cookies, isn't it? They
I
got you
feel
the
like
cookies.
Kisa's a Slytherin.
Is Kisa a Slytherin?
I don't know. I had to ask.
Scotty, how have you not asked this question already?
I will ask her now.
I'm disappointed in you as a
Only
person.
because she's
Yes.
evil. She sends us like evil things. I feel like
All
she's
right.
part of us. She's one of us.
Yeah.
let me continue.
Except,
the bar
except for
trivia.
producer
Also-
Caleb.
I have to ask. Just do.
It's getting to be a little crazy,
What-
and all
what
I can
house are
think
you,
about right
Jonna?
now.
You're a puff? Oh, you
Yeah.
Caleb are puff.
Yeah, she's with me. Fellow Puff.
I think she may have had to pee.
Yeah, she had to go take a pot. She texted me, goes, "Can I take 2 seconds to potty?" I'm like, "Why are you texting me this? You can."
Just walk out.
Well, I mean, in fairness, we're recording, so
Yeah.
that's a fair question. Should I wait for it?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we can.
So-
Pause, isn't it?
Dame Olivia Newton John, you've met her, turned down roles in 2 movies that were also made in 1980 to star in this movie. What were they? I wasn't going to make it a what were they question, but now I want to.
Somewhere in time.
Nope.
Romancing the Stone.
Nope.
Us later.
Oh, is it? I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Tron.
One of them has the word music in it.
The Music Man.
No.
I'd ask for hints, but you don't know them.
I do not. But I do know it just keeps going because
Right?
The Sound of Music.
no, it
No,
just keeps
no,
going
no.
because you
Can't stop the beat.
can't stop the music.
Can't stop the music, which is the Village People movie.
What? There was a Village People movie?
Which honestly, that scene where the glitz scene,
He's choked up over it.
like when they
I
first
am.
walk up, it very much looks like Village People, like the guy at the door.
Rewind. There's a Village People movie?
It's called Can't Stop the Music, and ONJ turned it down. For the-
You want to add it to the list?
No, but I have changed my
Now.
movie.
The other one,
Already?
No, I have. During this, I've decided I found one that I want to do more than the one I said we
All
were
right.
going to do. Since we haven't announced it, I
Yeah.
can.
We'll announce it today then. And just put it in stone. How about
Yeah.
that?
Well, we got to make sure. I'm going to text it to you, and you got to make sure it's available
Oh, okay.
for us to
Oh, we
stream.
can find it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to text it to you real quick, just in case.
the other movie
Oh yeah, there's 2.
Yeah.
also involves music, and it's a bunch of dudes,
Dudes.
and they're talking real slow.
Slow talking.
Because I know this one, even though you guys dismiss me for knowing things. And they say things. And they also have black glasses.
Blues Brothers?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The Blues Brothers. She
You
was
see
going to be
how many
Was she going
details
to be
I
the
just
Carrie
gave
Fisher
her?
part? I wonder.
No idea, but she turned out a role in
Carrie
that to
Fisher's
be in
better
this.
than that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it worked out for the best. So let's go into this paragraph I have of people
See
who
if it's
turned down the role of Sonny Malone.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh, can I make a guess for one?
You can't. Should we wait? I feel like for that, I'm going to skip that one because I feel like that'll be fun with Jonna here.
Okay.
The soundtrack was an enormous success. The song Magic went to *1 on the
Again,
U.S.
you're a
pop
monster.
singles
Yep.
chart. In the UK, the soundtrack album peaked at #2, and the single Xanadu was #1 for 2 weeks in July of 1980.
Nice.
The music did well. There was good music in this.
I'm making you run this episode too.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that one.
So we are about to talk about.
that means
welcome.
you have to do the libation.
We're about to talk about the actors that turned down the role of Sonny Malone.
Who would do such a thing?
I got
There's a collection of them.
I got to guess.
One of them is
I don't
so
wanna make it
good. You may not get it, but I hope you do because it's right on point with who you would expect.
So one of my guesses is John Travolta.
John Travolta.
John Travolta is literally the first one. He turned down the role of Sonny Malone as he was working on Grease. No,
No.
because she was also in Grease.
Urban Cowboy.
Yeah.
Correct.
I was about to say Grease was already made.
And they were working on it together. Others that turned it down,
Olivia Newton John Travolta.
I would go through the list for you, but I only know like 3 of these
Yeah.
people. So David Naughton was considered for the part of Sonny
All
Malone.
right, I can play a game.
Who is that?
We've seen a movie with David Naughton.
No, don't play this game. I don't like this game. I don't know. I don't even know who that is.
It came out the following year.
That means nothing to
It's
me.
a horror. It's a horror film.
Midnight Madness.
Wasn't it one of the wasn't
I want to
I
say
just
it's got to
looked,
be
wasn't it
Prince
one of the
Darkness.
lives?
No, that's 87.
Hey, wasn't it
Okay.
one of the live podcasts?
It was a live podcast.
Oh.
Here, actually.
Caleb, see yourself out that door right there. Just see yourself out.
I think
Okay,
it's the first
perfect.
li-
I got a P too.
I think it's the first.
Guys, we can't.
I was exploding. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
I can't.
I've got
I'm
a
stuck.
kid.
We're
right.
almost done.
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
He gave us all those hints and he don't even know.
It just
He don't even know. Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't
know.
know.
We watched it live. Scotty doesn't. Caleb, what was it?
An American Werewolf in London.
There you go.
Scotty
Oh, I
doesn't
do-
know.
Wait, he was. Oh, he turned down. Okay, I get it.
Scotty
Yeah.
doesn't
That was a
know.
great
Scotty
I had it, and then it just went away. It just like
Yeah.
I was like werewolf something. And I was
That,
like,
that was the one where you guys did the acting it out.
Oh, that's so great.
trying to find
Scotty
her.
doesn't know.
American Werewolf in London. I love that movie.
Okay, so he was considered for the part of Sonny Malone after director Robert Green. And producer Joel Silver had seen him in the Dr. Pepper commercials, but he was unavailable as he was working on Midnight Madness. Steve Guttenberg, Griffin
Gutenberg.
Sorry.
Gutenberg.
Gutenberg.
Griffin Dean, and Michael Bean also auditioned for
Michael
the role.
We've seen a movie with Michael Bean in it too.
No, I'm not playing this game again. I'm not
You know
playing
what
this
movie
game
saw Michael
again.
Bean in?
Oh my God.
Oh, you know Gutenberg though.
I don't believe me. No, I don't.
She does
It
not.
Takes Two, Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen. You know that where they're the twins and they don't know each other?
What was
Kirstie
Michael
Alley
Bean in it
runs
we
the
saw?
orphanage where one
I mean,
of
I
them
know
lives.
what
Do you remember this movie? You're
No.
an 89 kid.
It's
You've
not
got to
disturbing.
I don't know
remember
this one.
Okay, we're going to watch it.
Okay. Was it another
He's
one?
the dad. Steve
Oh,
Gutenberg.
The only thing that I can think of is like Parent Trap with like the two
Yeah.
twins.
Aliens.
No,
It's a
I
different
know that's
one.
Lindsay
it's a different one,
Lohan.
but
Thank
yes,
you.
same. But there were like
I didn't
twin
watch.
camp
I didn't
movies
watch
back
a lot of
then.
Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
I didn't either, but that
Not
one
the
is.
Okay, good to know. Good to
Mostly
know.
'cause of the goose.
This one,
I'm
who-
looking. I'm looking.
Who was it? Because we had multiple conversations.
He was in Aliens. He's
Oh, I don't
Hicks.
remember
Yeah.
that. Okay, you
He's-
probably had makeup on.
He was one of the dudes that survived. He's actually the
Well,
dude that survived.
Yeah, the
The
only
dude.
guy. Yeah.
Olivia Newton John suggested Mel Gibson for the role of Sonny.
Oh, Lord.
Producer Joel Silver would eventually work with him on Lethal Weapon in 1987
Hey.
and its 3 sequels. Peter Frampton was one of Olivia Newton-John's top choices for the role of Sonny Malone. She
'Cause
has
he
a
comes
lot
alive.
of input in this.
That's
apparently.
crazy.
Yeah.
But Universal wouldn't allow him to be cast. Do you want to know why?
Yes.
I do.
Scotty, do you know?
Because he was a foreign.
No. Due to the critical and commercial failure of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. He was like, no, he failed. And that was in 78. So that was just 2 years prior.
Yeah.
Matt Latanzi.
Keep going.
Matt Latanzi.
Try again.
Latanzi.
Latinese is my favorite right now.
Auditioned for the role of Sonny. Gene Kelly jokingly called him Valentino as he knew Rudolph Valentino.
The whole thing, actually.
Oh.
They're not paying attention to my thing.
I am. Sorry.
I know you two are. I appreciate you two.
Sorry, we had a side conversation.
Was Rudolph Valentino the designer, I'm assuming?
No idea. Maybe. Perhaps. We have a producer. You just tell
I don't
him
have
and he'll
fancy
find
things,
it.
but I'm assuming.
Was Rudolph Valentino the designer of Xanadu?
Or of like the
I'm
brand Valentino, maybe? That Gene Kelly was rich. Maybe he bought Valentino items.
Maybe because he jokingly called
Rudolph
him
Valentino was an Italian actor nicknamed the Latin Lover.
Just kidding.
Well, hello.
It's crazy if you go to
Yep, it's on YouTube, so we'll do it.
tvguide.com. Right there.
Yeah, we got it.
Is that thing over there?
You found it?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
All right. Joel Silver notoriously held one of his screenwriters for ransom for 3 days against his will.
He did.
The son of a bitch won't deliver, he said. So I locked him in for 3 days.
Sure did.
That happened.
It's one of the famous stories out of the making
That's
this movie.
legal.
I don't know if he got time for that or not. That's all I know. According to the 2-page booklet included with the DVD, again, you can probably find it on Amazon or maybe in your local store, but probably Amazon. 'Cause
eBay.
I doubt.
Probably get it on eBay.
You know what? Amazon may not carry this anymore. Do your Google searches. The dark web is available for you. I don't recommend.
How do you get to the dark web?
Yeah, same.
I don't.
Because I've
No,
I always talk
but
about documentaries, but I'm scared to even like Google how do I get to the dark web.
Right. But I would like to know
Listen.
because there are things that
My
I know there's
ex-husband.
like 4chan and 8chan and all that stuff. I
Okay,
don't know
okay.
anything.
First of all, you got way deeper than I even knew that was a thing. But my
I listen to a lot
ex-husband
of true
came
crime.
over because we were talking about social media for a 14-year-old, and he was like, "I'm so uncomfortable by it," and went over. Like, he's the reason she doesn't have anything, right?
right.
And he said, "I've been in the dark web, and I don't want her to see all these things." And I was like, first of all, did you get a ticket? How did you get
I
there?
feel like it's not that easy to get.
It's
to
not, but
Like,
he was
what's
like,
the
all this stuff is
password?
on the dark
I
web. And
mean-
I was like, who the hell are you? And how have I not known this about you our whole lives? Like, what are you watching?
So my husband's a programmer, and I asked him, and he was like, "I'm not going to tell you." Because you will get
He
yourself
knows
in
the
trouble.
secret. He knows
Like,
the
he-
secret.
I think he's really worried that I'll go in there and type in something I shouldn't type in.
Go over there and be like, you do it, and I just want to watch.
You know,
It's
like,
just curiosity, man. I mean, seriously.
how
that's
many
for
true
me.
crime stories though do you listen to that are like, she went on the dark web or he went on the dark web and blah 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 blah?
Do you think the dark web is like that dangerous section of Hogsmeade in Harry Potter?
Oh, you mean
It's,
Like Nocturnal
but
Alley?
something
Nocturnal Alley.
something bolt.
No, Nocturne Alley, the whole alley.
Yeah,
Because there's different
Nocturne
things
Alley.
off it. It's because when Hagrid found him, he was like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
It's like finding someone you know in the dark web. It's like, you're here?
Harry Potter.
Number one, I do most of my shopping down Nocturne
Morgan and
Alley.
Bert.
So
So-
Cabinet list.
she's going to be the one that we hook up for the dark web. We're going to get with you
We're
after
gonna let
this
you
show.
try it. Tell us about it.
So anyway, again, there's a 2-page booklet in this DVD, which makes me want to buy this DVD so bad. Not gonna lie. The film was originally conceived as a low-budget, shocker, roller disco movie.
They got roller disco.
The imminent release of 2 other movies prompted many changes, like blending 1980s and 1940s styles, hence the band
Right.
and the rock station, whatever, together. And also, just so you know, Olympic skater Peggy Fleming helped plan the skating scenes. So I don't know how well she did in Olympic skating, but
She was amazing.
Yeah.
was she an ice skater?
An
She was an ice
icon.
skater.
That's apparent. They're not the same. I've done both.
That's why there were so many of these.
There's so many rigid, and there's so much of her going.
Titanic wings. Yeah.
Anyway, what 2 movies? This is a what 2. I'm sorry, I got distracted. What 2 movies released in 1979 and 1979 had them change all the things in the movie?
So both movies were released in
Wait,
79.
1979 and 1979?
Yes, and they were both
I caught that too. I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
they were both roller version movies. Some sort of roller skating. What you got?
Shit.
I thought they were different years. I'm sorry. I read
I
that
don't
weird.
remember any other roller skating movies from then.
What's the action one? Rollerball.
Oh, one of these is
Rollerball?
action and one of these isn't.
Rollerball.
Rollerball.
Rollerball's not one. One of them
There's
involves.
the one in the 90s is a remake. The original has James Caan in it.
Yeah.
One of them involves a boot scooting boogie.
What? Roller skating and boot scooting?
I'm just saying boot scooting boogie. I haven't seen it. I don't know. Maybe they didn't put it in there.
What?
But the title involves boot scooting booging. Boogie E.
No, I don't know it.
Roller boogie.
Roller
1979. I have no idea. If they don't boot scoot boogie in that, they're
That
dead to us.
seems like some Studio 54 kind of movie.
And the other was Skate Town, USA.
Yeah, it was.
All right.
Of course.
So
it was.
because those two were released, they were like, "Oh shit, we'll just write this while we film." Ta-da. Shh.
been there, done that. Got the T-shirt.
Olivia Newton John views Dancing with Gene Kelly as one of the highlights of her career.
It would be my highlight of my
makes sense.
life.
She looked real awkward. That's okay. Though the film originally flopped, this is my favorite part. It has since achieved cult status. You're welcome. Woo! And it's quite popular with the gays.
Xanadu.
Do the pony dance now, guys. Do the pony dance.
Isn't Olivia?
But is it a
Newton-
flop?
I think it's. I also isn't
I
that
don't think
just
it's a-
because Olivia Newton John is an icon.
But
I don't think it
But the
flopped,
music
but
did
it.
super
No, I
well.
mean,
Yeah,
let's
the
talk
music is
about that
amazing.
costume change scene. That's iconic.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not just Olivia Newton John. This
but
whole
I mean,
movie-
isn't she a huge part?
So
though?
I have an update.
Okay.
So we asked, what is Kisa's Harry Potter house?
Yep.
And so this is how this conversation went.
Oh boy.
Do you know your Harry Potter house? My what? Your house. From,
Kisa, you can see yourself out that door right there.
hold on, wait.
No, don't leave.
Hold
Right. Your house from Harry Potter. Oh. Yes.
Was there a question on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit.
Do you know your house? No, I don't know my house. To be honest, I'm sort of bewildered about this whole conversation.
Scotty, we need to have a talk about Kisa. Kisa, we need to have a talk about Kisa, okay?
Do you even Potter, Kisa?
Kisa, do you even listen to our podcast? Harry Potter comes up constantly.
Yeah.
Do you even Potter?
We
Kisa?
constantly
She
talk
sent
about
us-
how we're Slytherin.
She sent us
Where are
beans.
Yeah.
Those beans are from Harry Potter, Kisa. They're from Harry Potter.
Beans are Harry Potter beans.
They eat them on the train. That's how Ron and Harry rekindle a friendship.
And that's where I'm just going to leave that conversation. I'll
Kisa.
talk to her later. I thought that was funny.
Can I get
Oh my
her number,
gosh.
please? We have some things to discuss. I'm looking into
Now
your
I
soul.
feel like she's a Hufflepuff.
Hey. No, we're
I don't know.
Please,
I don't know.
friend.
I don't know where to put her anymore. I don't even know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
She's a muggle. She's a muggle.
She might be one of the cool elves doing all the magic around
no,
us.
I think she's a
That
muggle.
they're like, you guys have time to worry about houses? That's who she
Kisa's
is.
a muggle. It's fine.
You just need to
we
get
can
your
have
letter.
a muggle friend.
We need to get your letter. Or is she like a squib or a squid? Squib.
She might be.
What's
A
Well, she
non-magical
comes from a
magic.
magical
people
family.
that people
But
that
she
have
doesn't have
magic,
magic.
but don't use it.
No.
No,
A
yeah,
magical
yeah,
family,
'cause
but born
Fantastic
without
Beasts.
powers?
A
Yeah.
squib is someone that comes from a magical family, but they themselves do not have powers.
That's not true because Dumbledore's sister is a squib and she has magical powers. She just repressed them.
But Filch is also a squib. He cannot use magic. He is a
about-
squib
that
that
would
works at Harry
suck.
Potter. That's
Oh my God,
doesn't
that was.
that change your dynamic?
I
with
would be
Filch?
like, there is
He
still
works-
God.
He works at Hogwarts.
kinda like
That's why he's
Encanto.
always
Right.
fixing
The poor
things
chick who doesn't
and
have
not
doors.
magically fixing them.
Her whole
He
That's
doesn't
why
have magic.
Pushing a broom.
I- I
He
just-
is from a
I would like,
magical
F this family,
family.
I'm out.
Although
There might be different levels of squib. I'll fight you on this,
Yeah.
Caleb. Just like Dumbledore is not a bad person, he's my
Dumbledore's
homeboy,
a
way back.
terrible person.
I will fight you with a leg rest on you will go down.
You know how many times I have said, why is Phillips pushing that broom?
Because
and
he's a
not
squib.
just cleaning
I'm
it
on
up?
Have you read the
Caleb
books?
with the Dumbledore
Yeah, but it's been
situation?
years.
Just
So
saying.
I'm
So
glad
in the
you
books,
said
they
that,
bring it
'cause
up.
I didn't remember.
Because there's a whole episode in the books. There's a whole chapter on it where when the Weasley twins steal the map. They break into his
yeah,
office
she
and they
got
find
that
all his
last week.
documents about how he's a squib.
the
He
Purge.
can't
The
do
Purge,
magic.
yes.
Yeah.
that is
Get a few
crazy.
drinks in her and she finds some passion. Harry Potter's your jam, though.
Yeah. Keeps up.
Yeah, no,
I kind of want another one of these drinks, but I'm too lazy to make one.
You want to finish?
I haven't barely eaten today, and I've already had three fancy wines.
I thought it's amazing. How
Any-
did you
No,
not
it's
drink
delicious, but I had too much Jesus juice, and I have to drive to Sierra
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be stopping at the
I'm having
KFC on
candy right
Moffett
now.
I
to
mean,
get
I'd
mashed
probably
potatoes and
finish
gravy.
your. Yeah.
Do you have anything else on that trivia?
I love that. We drank
I'm so
too much
sorry.
Jesus juice.
That was actually the last part of trivia. Now we're gonna get to our next rambunctious section.
So before
after
you do anything else,
Yeah, I have some
delicious
trivia too.
I have some trivia.
Yes.
So so I referenced that there's two movies I need to watch before I watch Xanadu again. One is this is not the first time we've seen Gene Kelly's character of Danny McGuire.
Really?
It's not. I didn't put it in there because I had so much other stuff, but it's not. It's reprised.
Yeah,
It's
so
the same character.
Danny
It's all
McGuire
about-
has appeared in the 1944 American musical romantic comedy Cover Girl,
Uh-huh.
Oh.
along with Rita Hayworth. And this is important because the other film that Xanadu is loosely based on is Down to Earth in 1947, which has Rita Hayworth.
Should have put that in.
That's
Thank you, Caleb.
awesome.
So the dance scene for Suddenly is that, no, not Suddenly, but what's this? The one between Gene Kelly and Olivia Newton John.
We'll just- I don't know.
This
I know what you're
the
talking about.
something time.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Was the last thing shot for the movie,
It was.
and it was because they were like, we don't have enough movie.
Suspended in time.
That is a very long dance scene.
Right, because
Yeah.
they didn't have enough time for like they were short, they were under
So
because the movie was
reshoots.
supposed to have so much time, and they were way under. So they got Gene Kelly because he lived down the street and got
Yeah.
Dame, and then they did the whole scene. They got Michael Beck.
It was the last thing.
Hey,
Did they
Gene.
add in the tap noises?
Yes.
I thought so.
My daughter got upset about that too. She's like, you can tell that they're not really dancing.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And I was like, first of all, that is usually done post production. Somebody
Yeah.
goes in
Yeah.
and watches it, and then they add in the noises.
Yeah, usually
they messed
They
up. Not
Foley
the
that
dancers.
mess.
Yeah, usually that's added all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
That was another conversation we had. So. All right, are you guys ready? It's your favorite game we're gonna play.
Oh, it's my favorite game.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever played it before, but welcome. Screw, Mary, kill.
Oh,
Okay.
not my favorite game.
I have.
She's being so politically correct with that first word.
Screw.
Yeah,
Screw.
Oh, that's before we
Mary
let
kill.
the F word fly back in the day.
We always called it Screw, Mary, kill.
yeah, but
Right, that's what I'm saying, because
but-
there's a time where we tried to like not.
be more or less RR.
Yeah.
But we still don't.
When you explain it, you can say you'd fuck someone. That's fine.
I mean,
We've said vagina a lot on this
I mean,
podcast.
I-
We're there.
I mean, I will say this podcast is explicit. There's the explicit tag on this podcast because I know my co-host.
Template season 1
Let me tell you, there have been times that we've had children in here because of, center issues or whatever, things happen. and
My
it's
kids
fine.
hear this at home, just so we're clear.
Well,
I'm a
just
good parent. They're
saying that
babes.
Sometimes Drew kids are here, sometimes your kids are here.
We just
And,
gotta get them
and it
together.
so makes
I'm
like
trying real hard. 'cause I
I'm
would
not gonna
kick it,
lie,
like-
my shoulders will get knotted, not because I don't like kids, it's because I'm so worried about my language around this. I'm like, oh my God, Stephanie, just don't.
I need you to know how I talk on this podcast is exactly what I
Okay.
say at home.
I
And I'm
know.
not just saying that.
Yeah.
Like
Now that
Same.
being said, you guys have to understand
Your
that
kid's
even,
14, your oldest?
Yeah.
Me
but
too.
then she has some little ones.
I have 14, 8, and 5.
Oh, okay. Mine's just 14.
But that means that I respect you.
I know, and I
your
do
children.
appreciate that. And I
So-
appreciate anybody who's like, what can they hear? I'm letting you know for future times that they're ever here. I said, I
Oh,
cannot
I don't
remember-
doubt that with Mackenzie at all.
Well, all of them. I don't
But she's
remember what
sassy
I
as hell.
said. Oh, shh.
Word.
They're all sassy. Sorry.
Gotta get Mackenzie
I
and Rory
wouldn't,
together.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mackenzie is saying some words herself here and there.
I don't know.
No, I don't.
I don't think
You
so.
don't think
No, no.
I really don't think so.
no,
Okay, good.
not only that.
She's
She's
sassy,
sassy.
but she is one she's like a very straight.
Straight and narrow.
Yes.
Straight
She's
and
more
narrow.
like her daddy.
No.
No, her stepdaddy.
Like I was like that as a kid. I was
Yeah, she's
I was
like a-
very
like
I'm a goody good
like almost
in life.
like a straight edge kid.
Yeah, so
She's sassy, but
I've
she's
got
a good
stories
kid. I
about
think if
straight
she
edge.
said damn, she would then be like, oh God. That was me.
That's
too.
very
I
straight
didn't start
edge.
cursing
Yeah.
until I was like 25. Just so
Were
we're
you
clear.
straight edge at one time, Caleb?
Oh, absolutely.
Mackenzie is very much Justina, and Callie is like Justina now.
Callie is me now. Mackenzie's going through me through life.
Right.
So she does things that I'm like, we're gonna get bullied
And Penelope
because I
is
was
Josh.
bullied.
I really wish my
Penelope is
oldest
Josh
son
Sanders.
listened to our podcast. I don't think he listens to any podcast, but my oldest son went through a straight edge phase. Like that was his thing. Now my oldest son, if anybody knows him, and I think you're really the only one that met him. Parrish is just like me. I mean, really, we like
It's
put
one of
us
those
together,
that you love them, and then
it's
you're like
dangerous.
"Ooh."
But when he was a teenager, he went through this phase where he was his straight edge, and he used to hang out at this place off of Grelot, where they listen to like hard death metal bands and whatever, and they, you know, were straight edge, and we're not going to do anything. And he got to a point where he wouldn't even take Tylenol or aspirin, whatever.
Like he was hardcore.
Oh yeah, he was hardcore about it.
That's
And-
not straight edge. That's Christian Science.
But let me tell you about this child. So before he turned 18, well, I have tattoos. He wanted tattoos. Before he turned 18, he wanted me to go co-sign for him. He wanted a chest piece that said straight edge across his chest.
Oh my God! Please tell me you
No,
did
wait a
it.
minute. No.
Please tell me he has it.
No. This is my biggest regret.
Oh yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
My biggest regret is not letting him do this. Because if you know him now, it would be so hilarious for him to have it. So
You're like,
Stephanie-
honey,
I'm
child,
just saying-
look at your mama. That's gonna go away.
Stephanie, great mom, kind of a dick.
but being a great mom is like, I'm not co-signing for you
No,
to get a
absolutely.
tattoo before you're 18 because A, you're gonna pick something stupid.
Yeah.
Right, like straight edge.
And
mean,
B,
Isn't that cool
And
fun
it's
too?
also going to be kind of
yes,
funny.
and I don't want to be responsible for your bad decisions. It's
Well,
like, so
Is that the one that broke your coccyx?
no,
No,
that's the other
the other
one.
I was gonna say because
Yeah.
then you could be like,
is the
I
one
let
that
you do
looks-
that.
This is the one that looks like he could be on the
Viking show?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
So anyway, I told him no, and he was
Yeah.
pissed off. He was so
Which-
mad, and
which-
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And
He's
so
18?
Huh?
You said he's 18?
he was under 18
Oh,
at
okay.
the time, so he couldn't go get his
Yeah.
tattoo. And so, long story short, he joined the Marine Corps. No longer straight edge after the Marine Corps.
Yeah. That's
he came
gonna-
on out.
And there's that, and now, I mean, and I'm going to say this because in some of our states where we have listeners, it's legal. The dude smokes weed so much, so much weed, which I am not judging because
No.
weed is good. It should be legal everywhere, in my
Military,
opinion.
right?
I'm just saying he's not anymore,
Then it probably helps if he was, though.
right?
Mhm.
Especially
Yeah,
if you're a Marine
yeah.
Corps. But what I'm saying is like,
He is not
long
straight
story short,
edge.
he's not straight edge. So
No.
my biggest regret is not letting him get that damn tattoo.
Oh my God, Stephanie, I
Because
would
the
die.
mean part of Stephanie is like, I want to come over on holidays and be like, let me see
Straight
it.
edge.
Let me see it.
Let me see it. Stephanie,
Yeah.
I swear for Halloween this year, please get straight edge. Like, we'll design it and we'll put it
Do like a
across
fake
your
tattoo,
chest.
Yeah, I
yeah.
just want straight edge across
Please.
my chest
No
because
one-
I'm like, oh my God, if I had let him get that tattoo,
Like, even at my age, I just don't have a tattoo because I know 10 years from now, it's going to be dumb.
he has actually several tattoos and they're beautiful. Most of his tattoos he got while he was in Japan, and he had them done by a Japanese artist, and they're
Mhm.
gorgeous. And then he had some done here in Mobile by an artist, CW, who's really famous and fantastic. And he even has my favorite one for Mother's Day one year, because he's always done quirky things for Mother's Day. Like one day he made me penis cookies. No, I'm not
That's
lying.
amazing.
This is my son. One day he baked. I'm serious. One year
No,
for
no,
Mother's.
no. This was a question. This
Oh.
is not
What a high
high
five.
Okay, go ahead.
Were they shaped like penises
They were shaped like
or made of penis?
they were shaped like penises.
I mean, it's a fair question.
I like that she high fived that.
Yeah, she was like,
she's like, does it matter? Does it matter? They were great.
One year, and no, seriously, this is Parrish. So one year he baked me a red velvet cake, and after I ate it, he proceeded to tell me how he stole all the ingredients from the grocery store and put them in his backpack.
Ah.
So this
Straight
is.
edge.
I'm not lying. So my Mother's Days have been epic with this child. So one year for Mother's Day, he got a tattoo for him. But at the time, I was belly dancing, and I was teaching belly dance. So he has a tattoo of a belly dancer right here on his arm, holding a snake because I'm a Slytherin, and it says "Mom."
No.
And I'm like, that's the best.
Do you have a picture of
that
it?
It's
actually is cute.
amazing. It's
Do you
amazing.
have a picture of it?
And can he make it dance?
No, I
when
can
he
get
flexes
one.
his
Get one up
muscles?
I'm going to get one.
We'll show everyone. Put it
It's
out.
amazing. I'll get a
Pete.
picture. I'll get him to take a picture because it was amazing. One year he took me to New Orleans for Mother's Day and we got crunk. It was great.
Well, I know what this
Mackenzie,
week's clip
Penelope,
is.
and Calliope, I'm going to need
Yeah.
you to listen up.
I'm
here,
just
okay?
saying, my son's Mother's Day gifts from Parish have been, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But it's always epic.
Yeah, straight edge, man. I wish
All
I'd
right.
let him get that
Straight edge.
tattoo.
Oh, we have a game.
Oh, again.
Screw, Mary, kill.
Yeah.
Get back
Okay,
on.
ready.
Oh,
Get back on task. We have two groups of people because I couldn't decide.
You couldn't pick 3?
No, we have two groups of 3 people.
Okay.
Okay.
You can pick which one you'd like
Okay.
because one of them I feel like it'd be great to make everybody pick between men, but then one of them I think it'd be fun to make everybody pick Kira at some point for something because I'd like to see what they do with Kira.
Yeah.
So you can either choose Sunny, which is Dreamer Boy,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Kira, we know she skates kind of,
Yep.
Mhm.
Simpson, the boss.
The boss.
Really?
Yep. Or Sunny, Danny, and Simpson,
Oh.
whichever you prefer.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So we're going to
I-
start.
Yep.
Caleb, you got yours?
Yeah.
Okay, Caleb goes first.
Well, if I could.
Your camera's off.
Yeah.
Caleb.
Oh well.
Your camera's off? All
Yeah.
I guess the battery.
right.
Anyway, which is weird because it's plugged in.
We've been doing this for a
Yeah.
long time.
Anyways, Sonny Screw, Danny Mary because he's got that. He's gonna take care of me.
Look at that house, boo. Look at that
He's
house.
gonna take good care of me.
He's at a nightclub.
And
called
Simpson
Data
Kill
Dude.
because he's a jerk.
He's a jerk.
So mine's very similar. So I had a hard time picking because I had to. I really wanted the 3 main characters in there. So
Yeah, yeah, like
You
yeah.
can
If,
pick your Screw, Mary,
if-
Kill.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
my answers would have been different if Kira
Yeah,
was with
so-
Sonny and
Alright.
Danny.
so
So sorry.
So I'm gonna have to pick the Danny, Sunny, Simpson scenario because I want Danny in the mix.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, originally had Kira been in it, Sunny would have been the one I would have killed. But since Kira's not in it, I have to kill Simpson because I don't care about him at all.
Okay, continue.
So I'm gonna screw Sunny, but I'm not gonna like it.
Oh my god, that's deep.
I'm just
All right.
saying, I'm not going to like it. And the only reason why I'm going to screw him is because I also want to marry Danny because I want to dance with him for the rest of my life.
Scotty.
I will pick the Sunny Kira Simpson.
Yes.
I'll kick because everyone's done the other one.
Yeah,
I will kill Simpson.
yeah.
Right?
That seems to be obvious.
Just gotta kill Simpson. And then me and Sunny would have a magical night together.
Would you also not enjoy it?
I would have some. You would sparkle. There would be neon. We would not get a
You'd be
roller
between
skate.
the realms
We
and
would
Zeus
have-
would be
we would
talking to
float.
you.
We
Whatever.
imagine.
Right.
I'm just saying, if me and Sunny had be the top.
And then whatever he wants. I want to please Sunny. Whatever Sunny wants.
Because it's
gonna
muse.
right. Because I'm going to be his muse. I'm going to be Scotty the Muse.
Woo! All right.
I'm going to sexually
Wow.
assault him with a kiss, and then it's going to be on. And then I'm going to marry Kira because she's the daughter of Zeus, and I kind of need Zeus as my grandpa. Or my
Like
stepdad.
you're like he always looks at the family. He's
Maybe
like,
your
I need to come from a
Right,
line
my
of
father-in-law-
Zeus.
Father-in-law.
right, so like he could hook me up with a job. Like, right, he'd be like, "All right, it's cool. You can be the demigod of whatever." I'm like, "Sweet."
Well,
For
I don't-
now,
you're the
3
best.
weeks. Time doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Okay.
This version of Zeus seems out of it.
We got to hear Jonna's
He's
now.
just heavenly male voice. Okay, so I'm gonna go with that one too.
Oh.
But I think I am going to marry the boss. What's his name?
Simpson.
Simpson.
Simpson, because he's going to be a very absent husband anyway. We know those types,
That's
right?
Right.
The Hollywood
You don't have to fool with
executives.
them.
He's going to give me money just to keep me busy. He's going to be absent.
And having lots of affairs in it.
Right, lots of. I don't even really have to see him. So I'm
Right.
going to marry him with
Smart.
a great
I should-
prenup, and then I'm going to
Smart.
screw Kira because she'll be like my forever, or I'm going to marry Kira. She'll be my forever muse.
Wait, you
I'll
married
marry
Simpson,
her.
I thought.
No, she.
Oh, I did marry Simpson.
You did.
Through Kira.
Yeah.
Because she can inspire me. We're going to have a good
Sexually.
time. And then Sonny, really, nobody needs him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why is he here anyway?
I really wanted to kill Sonny, but
why is he here?
But I also wanted to marry
Like,
Danny, so I had to pick
fun
that.
with Kira. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm a creative. Kira could help me go a long way. And
Within the amount of time that you screw, which
Yep.
whatever.
I'm not gonna say that. That
Yeah.
seems really
There we go.
I don't
it's
know.
like women screw longer. But anyway, so I'm gonna do both because the time, like the order is the same. Sonny's dead in both.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
Or Michael Beck.
I might even change mine and kill Sonny and just screw Simpson. I don't know.
So-
Either way, I'm not going to like it.
I'm gonna kill Sonny. He's dead. I will marry Kira or marry Danny. Either way, because Kira will she will inspire me for the rest of our lives.
Right.
Like I will
Right.
take on that inspiration for the rest of my life and I will use it. Danny is the sweetest man
Right.
and he would inspire me for the rest of my life,
And also dance with you forever.
which is inspiration. I love to
I
dance.
know.
And he likes roller skates, apparently.
And I would screw Simpson because I feel like that dude has a lot of bottled up energy
Yeah, man.
that he could take out on my body. That's all I'm
Angst.
saying right now, okay? If you want to give me a back massage first, like let's just focus that in the thumbs and then take care of it. I'm about it. So I am also at the point of this podcast where I have to pee real
Yep.
bad. So do you want to take a break
We
or
can pause.
he's
Yeah.
shaking?
Yeah.
Let's pause.
Y'all go pee.
Y'all, I had to dip. I thought I was going to pee on this
This
couch.
is going to be the longest
I
podcast
thought I was
ever.
going to pee on the
Yeah.
couch.
It's like 2 hours, but whatever.
But it's so much fun. Well, it's because we went off on the love boat. We went off. That's been fun.
The dynamic's really good today.
This might
It's
be
fun.
part 1 and part 2.
No, I'm gonna release it all.
Who would have ever thought Xanadu would be a part 2 type podcast?
I didn't, so I'm just gonna. I'm glad I'm uploading it at work because at my house it would take 4 days to
Yeah.
upload to YouTube, so I can upload it overnight
would be great.
tonight, tomorrow night.
Also,
Seriously, I'm so glad you said you walked out on the cartoon because I was sitting on my bed and today when I watched it and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Like I said that really loud.
That
And
being
John came
said,
walking
wait until
in.
you see what movie I picked for,
Oh my God.
because it also has an animated sequence.
I don't necessarily hate animation, but that one I felt like was so forced. And
It was.
had I seen
It was
in
the most-
theater?
What the thing was, it's like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like there's no indication that there should be any animation in this movie at
That
all.
was the thing.
And all of a sudden, bam! we
Like,
have
had
animation.
you been in the theater? Were you in the theater?
I was, but I was 8, so
Okay,
I
so
was
as an adult,
different. I
who
was.
went
It was
to see this musical, trippy Olivia Newton John.
did they re-release it at one point?
I don't know, but I'm just thinking, like, if I went to the theater
Yeah, yeah.
and saw this as an adult, and I saw this Thumbelina type shit pop up, how would I react? Would I just be so into it, or would I be bait?
But it
and not
wasn't in the
care?
theater release,
Like-
though, right?
Hmm?
I thought it was the animation was added.
No,
Later.
no.
Was it in the theater
Yeah,
release?
it's in the release.
I don't remember.
So it's
the-
added at the end before it
Let's
was
put it
released.
this way: I don't remember the animation. Watching it on the big screen, that's how little it had
Yeah.
an effect on me. Because I'm like, meh.
I just would think if I were sitting there, like I went to see this movie, I knew it was going to be a disco, like roller trippy, maybe even sci-fi-ish movie with Olivia Newton John.
Right.
I would never expect this Beauty and the Beast type, which wasn't out yet, but like this animated roses and dancing sequence.
It was stupid.
It was odd,
It was stupid.
bizarre,
That's what I'm like. Well, okay, I guess I'll go and.
but I didn't
Like,
hate it.
do
That's
some
the
laundry.
fun thing. I did not hate this movie.
No, I love the movie.
I didn't hate it either.
Yeah.
The movie, I'm like, honestly, I love this movie, and literally when the things that, especially Justina is like nitpicked about, which are valid, 100% valid. I've never picked up on because I don't look at that stuff.
Well, her analytical side of it, like I kind of want to rewatch it now. What
Right.
she's talking about.
I just love it for the. I literally remember having the album and like skate. I used to love to skate, and I would skate around and listen to the album and sing the songs and be outside and trying to just be Kira. So
Well, my question on the deeper level is that if she's a muse And if she were to come live with him, like kind of a Little Mermaid thing, give up what you've got to be with your love, is he being selfish in that way by taking her from being a muse to other people forever?
100%.
100% selfish.
Yeah.
But I also think
So does it then
the way
go
it
from a
looked
love
like to
story
me
to something else?
Yeah, the way it looked like to me, though, in the end, is that she's also human now,
It-
mortal, and has no powers.
Right.
So
Right, but is that selfish of him now that
oh,
she is
absolutely.
human?
He took that away.
No, I disagree.
I also see it as a problem, though, because every time.
Go on, Mike.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I should have brought this up.
No. I can edit this in.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I don't think so, because she makes the choice to give it up.
Yeah, she does.
And also on top of that, we've seen the repercussions of every time she leaves.
So is she selfish?
Let's all just take a step back right now. Just take a step back and think about the fact that they made the joke of now or forever. I don't know. I can't ever tell the difference. He's going to die. And she can go back to being a muse and might miss like 2 other people, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's
True,
that.
true. Yeah.
Like she can go back
Yeah.
to musing
I didn't
other
think about it
people.
that way.
Yeah.
So it's not like a forever
No.
thing. It's not like
It's
a
a
Little
forever
Mermaid.
for him.
You get
Okay,
legs
so
and you
I
can't go back.
took it as her being a waitress. The way it looked, I thought it looks to me like she became mortal. So
Sure,
she
but
doesn't
she-
have the option of going back.
But
But I think she does.
I mean,
you
like,
think so? She's not mortal.
she's mortal-ish.
And magic makes her mortal. Magic can make her a muse.
But, and I also think that once again,
Ariel
though,
went back
like-
to being a mermaid.
well,
Did she really?
Go.
but
There
also,
are multiple movies.
but also,
Like-
another question is: are the gods and the muses selfish because they make these people fall in love with these muses and then leave?
They're
That's
just
what-
doing it because they're bored.
That's what gods do.
Yeah,
But
that's a question to bring up, though, because every
Have-
time, because we've seen how it affects Danny.
How many stories have you seen of Zeus?
Yeah, no.
And
I know,
all of
I
his
know, but I'm saying,
bastard children.
I'm saying, since we're already talking about the other side of
Right, but
Sonny
then,
being selfish, does that mean?
but then the argument therein poses, how do they choose who to become a muse to? And are they making people fall in love with them? Or is that something that a human, because they have feelings and a muse does not, does on their own?
Mhm.
We're not making people fall in love with us. They're the ones with feelings. They're doing that. You know what I mean?
But is it selfish to, even if that's not the intention?
Also, my muse is Jason Momoa.
Mine is John Mayer
Caleb,
and all of his faces.
I need your laugh and a sound bite.
We do need
Every
to say
time
that.
I get a text message, it goes, that was so amazing and
was
magical
great.
for this moment.
It's
Thank
so
you.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
just saying, not all muses should be female, I think.
I agree with that. I feel like there could be male muses.
Yeah.
There's not, by the way. I looked up a male version of
There is
muse.
a male muse?
No, there's not.
There's
Because I was
not.
going to say brother, sisters. I was going to say whatever a muse is, but there's no male
But
version of a
why?
muse. Because they're ladies. I don't know. Greek mythology back in the day didn't give two
Because
damns.
men wrote that shit.
Men wrote it.
It
The JJs.
It's true, though.
They're like,
Men
we
were
don't
like-
want to watch men dancing.
That's right.
Like, men were like, we don't need to be that kind of queer kind of thing where they inspire.
Oh, they were all.
actually,
they
the
were all
Greek-
screwed boys.
Oh, and
back
I'm gonna
then.
go
I was about to
This
say the
little boy
Greek.
over here.
I was about to say the Greeks didn't care.
The Greeks and the Romans all had their little side boy
Love
pieces.
is love. Just do it.
It wasn't even love. It was about sex, man. They'd be married to a woman and have their side boy piece,
The women are like, thank God.
right?
Please go.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Because they
I'm
were
tired.
screwing the slaves.
Yeah. Anyway, so the film was adapted into a Broadway musical, which caused a lot of controversy due to the poor reception of the film.
Was it the? What was
However,
the musical?
Xanadu.
The musical
Oh, yeah.
was
Xanadu.
actually a satire of the film and was therefore praised for its humor. It opened in 2007, starring Carrie Butler as Kira and Cheyenne Jackson as Sunny.
Wow.
The show ran for over 500 performances and was nominated for the Best Musical and Best Book Tony Awards.
I had no idea it was on. Like,
I
a
want to
stage
do it.
performance. I want to
so
do
bad.
it too.
Holy
I will skate the
cow.
whole time.
Please, let's do it.
I will be Kira and I will be in skates the whole time.
Why can't we get?
I will
Like,
be Sunny and I will be in skates the whole time.
we don't have a.
I have a small
We need
chest.
to do
We need
this.
ace
So
bandages.
Justina is in all roles in Xanadu.
I gotta be in this movie too. I'm blonde. I gotta be Kira.
We can do
You
it.
could be Sunny.
Guys, I have a question for you.
Mhm.
Okay. How many times was the word Xanadu said in the last song? This is such a cool number because it comes up later. I would give you the beat, but I don't know it. I don't think that's it. Mm-hmm.
She's singing the whole thing.
Yeah,
I am. This is going to be
Just
weird.
get halfway through and then double it. Are you looking up the answer, Jonna?
No, I'm Wikipediaing the Broadway because there's no way I'm going to guess that.
I'm thinking
I couldn't remember who Carrie Butler was when you said she was on.
32.
There we go.
Okay. Caleb?
17.
I'm going to go higher because there were reprises of the chorus. 42.
63.
Jonna?
94.
21.
Oh, wow.
21.
I should have stuck for my
21.
first
21.
one.
I'm going to go higher. I was like, are you sure?
No.
Caleb won.
I was thinking about the reprises, but
That's fair. Okay. All right, let's close this tab, people. I need some mashed
Yeah.
potatoes and gravy.
I have to pee.
Yes.
I'm the
brown
one that has to
gravy.
pee now.
You should have gone when we went. Pitter
I didn't
patter.
have to go then.
Domestic release date, August 8th, 1980, which is a year after Josh's birthday. August 8th. I just knew that. I saw that and I was like, oh,
I was
look,
8 years
on
old.
his 1 year birthday. He could have watched the
I was turning 3.
Oh, you're so cute and tiny.
Was
Were you
2?
pooping in a potty yet?
I was.
I probably not.
I wasn't born.
Maybe, I don't know.
I hope so, Stephanie. You're 8.
I'm 8. I was
Hey.
totally pooping in the potty.
Hey. Some kids are late.
I mean,
Listen,
if not, it's fine.
My 8-year-old,
It's fine.
sometimes when
Okay.
she goes, she goes. It's not small, and we always have issues getting it down. Okay?
Oh, no.
So 8 is not unreasonable. Okay, domestic opening for this film was $1.4 million. I'm just kidding. No, really, $1 million. The estimated budget for the film was $20 million. How much do you think it made in total?
I hope it made at least its budget.
I'll say 22 million.
So, in terms of film, and this is a valid question for me because I don't know how it works. Do music royalties go into the film?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if so, then I think it made
Oh, no.
40.
Over budget
40.
for sure.
All right.
I'm gonna say 50.
So it does, but it doesn't.
Does
so
it?
so like when you're trying to
I feel like this is like theater film, like how much they made in theaters.
so yeah, this is
Yeah,
just total
this is
box
just their
office.
box
box office.
It's total not-
Okay. Oh Lord, how much did you say?
I said 22.
How long was it in theaters?
No idea. Good question, Caleb.
I'm going to
Please help me.
say 24 and 9 quarters.
Okay.
Do that math.
No.
I can tell you what that is.
No. Yeah, of course, you work in a coin shop.
Do you know what 24 9 quarters is?
24 million and then 9 quarters is $2.25.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Unfortunately, it's really hard
Right?
to
Are we
figure
talking
out.
about $250,000? Are we talking about quarters? Where
Because
they're
you know
all
how,
quarters?
like, if a movie's a flop, it'll only run for 8 weeks in theaters.
Yeah, it's hard
You know
for
what
me
I
to
mean?
find that. It's hard for me to find that number only because, on top of that, there's also the whole situation of not every theater runs a film.
Right.
So
Same-
I
I can
do know
find that
that
also.
this had the number of
All right.
249 theaters.
Let's do this.
So
see if
I don't
find
know
it
what that
afterwards.
means.
What's the
in
answer?
context.
I don't-
John
I'll,
and
I'll say
Caleb.
like 17. I don't think it hit budget.
Okay. Caleb, how much
I'll go with 19.
Because I think it probably
It
gained
made-
fame after.
in total? 22,762,000.
Wow.
Still got it.
Did you pre-look that up?
Probably did.
It's not a. I don't think it didn't bomb. It
It didn't bomb. It just didn't.
it didn't bomb.
It didn't do as well as they thought, and as well as it should have for the people in it.
because they were expecting double that. But I think yeah.
From a Ferengi point of view, they did not make their profit.
Well, even that, you got to consider advertise because box office numbers that we see publicly do not include marketing And
And they like boosted it really hardcore.
But marketing's different in 1980, so they don't do the crazy. The marketing budgets are way
This
smaller.
is now a
That's
3-hour podcast.
So sorry, guys.
Sorry.
yeah.
It's been fantastic though.
Yeah. Anyways,
Good luck, Scotty.
we can discuss more about that.
Kill
I may
me.
actually have to break this up into two.
I think this is a fun topic, though. Let's talk about this at some point. I would love to join that. Like, how do we calculate based on marketing and royalties?
Yeah,
So
because in this
I mean,
case,
not now, but
the
obviously
easy
that's
answer,
fun.
easy answer today. A studio will find any way to say every movie they make doesn't make a profit.
correct.
And so they add everything. They'll nick and a dime everything, including the advertising budget,
Or what they feed people on
Publicly,
set.
Right.
but publicly
But-
they don't put that in.
right.
Right.
But advertising budgets in today's films, or movies like blockbusters, are usually 50% of the budget of what
Yeah.
they have. So $1 billion, they're going to spend $500 million to do advertising around the world.
Yeah.
Got it.
Good to know.
And in this case, you might also have, like you mentioned, we might have the issue of music rights added to the budget and all, because
Well, see, the music for this was made for this film, so there was no rights to buy.
True story.
It's all commissioned.
yeah,
Interesting.
But they
And
had
it
to
was
pay
Olivia
ELO.
Newton John.
yeah, it was Olivia Newton John.
And
So it was good to have it in house too,
Yeah.
if you will. All right. Top 5 for the weekend. Number 4. Why would I lie? I don't know. I've never seen you. Number 3. I should have asked which one you guys thought it was. I just went into it. 'cause
I'm
it's been
not
so
even.
long.
No, it's fine.
What?
Yeah. So, because none of these I recognize except for the number 1, and I'll ask you about that.
Right.
So, number 3 is Xanadu. I didn't have a 5 on this. It didn't have a 5. I don't know why.
Oh.
Number 2, The Fiendish Plot of Dr. Fu Manchu, which is a long ass title.
For
Wow.
a kind of a racist movie.
Yeah.
Number 1, what do you think was number 1 the weekend of August 8th in 1980?
The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Totally.
Yeah.
The Empire
Yeah,
Strikes
it's Empire
Back.
Strikes
That is
Back.
not the
May.
answer. The answer is Empire Strikes
100%.
Back.
The Empire Strikes Back. It's
Top 5 of the
So-
year. Number 5 of 1980. No, anything from the top 5 of
Well, I was
1980.
about to say, I don't think-
Shining? Was the Shining in there?
well, number 1 is The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. You guys
Easily.
brought up one earlier when you were trying to guess something else of his.
Romancing the Stone?
No.
That's 84.
Oh,
It has numbers in it.
Oh no, I'm thrown.
has numbers.
Raiders
in
of the
it?
Lost Ark.
No,
No.
it has numbers in it.
Is it in Raiders 80 or is it 81?
80.
Damn.
Had to be
had
81,
numbers in
yeah.
it. Now I can't remember, Justina.
So I don't know anything about the rest of these, so I could not help you out.
Just-
Okay.
just-
Number 5, Any Which Way You Can.
Yep.
Which is
Number 4, Kramer versus Kramer.
Which won the Oscar
Yeah.
that year?
Mhm.
Number 3, Stir Crazy.
Oh, that's a great
It's
movie.
good movie, yeah.
Number 2, 9 to 5.
9 to
Oh.
5.
Number 1, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Where did Xanadu rank for the year? And this number has come up already in this podcast.
21.
21.
Number 21.
21.
The fact that they said Xanadu
I remember
21
that
in their
one.
final number and they ranked 21, I'm like, that's all you need. That's all you need.
That's
That's perfect.
fantastic.
You did well. Just keep it. So this is our, do I do that? Are we done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say. I'm about to close this shit down.
Do it.
We need to go. Like,
Dude,
you don't have to go
let's
home, but you
go.
can't
Yeah.
stay here.
I have to
Closing
pee.
This is our
time.
contribution to the universe. Go out and make yours.
Or this is our contribution to the multiverse and go out and make yours.
So sorry. Gosh, Jonna, it's not in the script.
Xanadu.
Xanadu.
I'm